often the ones accidentally starting wildfires, which means always BYOB. No, bring your own bucket to the campfire. And be extra careful with things like burning yard trims. Don't just walk away, or chances are you might be starting a wildfire. So for the love of the outdoors, go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is the Trumbull Eagle Network.
It's the Week 10 Rumble and Trumbull Thanksgiving Rivalry episode of X's and Petracios, presented by Matt Newsy Real Estate, Trumbull's local real estate expert and #1 RE/MAX realtor in Connecticut. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. In addition to Coach P this morning, we have our 2023 captains joining us as well: Jack McGrath, Colin Van Beaver, Rowan Johnston, John Hall, and Sebastian Leon. Coach, let me start with you. 2 weeks ago against West Hill, the offense looked really sharp, both the running game and the passing game as well. That one deep completion early in the game from Caleb to Ted Walden was definitely a highlight play and showcased some great things to come. Tell us what came together in that game for such a solid performance by the offense.
Well, I think for the first time in the last 3-4 weeks, we've been pretty much, for the most part, healthy. And, Caleb's a young kid. He's a sophomore. He's grown up, and it kind of all came together for him a little bit on Friday night, which is great. And the running game has been the running game all year. I don't think, except for Greenwich, no one stopped our running game whatsoever. So the fact that we can now be a little bit more balanced and do some different things, I think bodes well for us.
It looked like you were able to address some of the earlier concerns on special teams in the game against West Hill. One area of concern was probably some of the penalties, though. West Hill had one drive that went deep into the Trumbull red zone, but most of those yards came on Trumbull penalties. How did you address the penalties and getting more avoidable penalties this morning against St. Joe's?
Well, I don't like to really address the penalties except to say to the kids, just make sure you play smart and do the right things. I mean, at this point, some of the officiating this year, anything can happen from any point in time in the field. So while we did have some penalties on those drives, some were penalties, some really probably weren't a penalty. So, it is what it is as far as the officiating goes. But, we'll just keep keeping on here and making sure that special teams don't give up an easy gimme touchdown.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We're going to turn to some of our captains now. Jack, I'm going to start with you. Tell me about your experience. What was it like this year as a team captain, having the rest of the team look up for you? How did you lead the team during both some of the highs and lows of the season?
I mean, like Coach said, there was a lot of injuries this year, and we've been pretty banged up the last few weeks, but it's always nice to get to see the sophomores step up to a starting spot, and they ask a lot of questions, and it's really good to be able to guide them, to help them perform better off and on the field. So that's been a lot of fun this year.
Okay, thank you. Colin, you play with so much energy out on the field. Your passion and emotion is unmistakable. How do you take your energy and emotion and channel that to inspire the rest of your team as one of the leaders on the field?
It comes down to when you're on the field, when the energy's up, having all that energy and emotion built up, the sideline, getting the sideline clapping when you're not on the field playing is a really important thing. Because when you look over, when you're on the field, seeing the sideline quiet, it sort of brings the energy down sometimes. But when you look over and you see the sideline, all your teammates clapping for you and cheering for you, it's a really good feeling.
Awesome, thank you. Sebastian, tell us what it's like from a player's perspective to participate in this big rivalry game. It means so much, but what's it like running out on the field this year as a captain and as a senior, knowing it's going to be a sold-out game and huge TV audience watching as well?
Yeah, it feels great. So last year, I didn't have the chance to play against St. Joe's. Unfortunately, I had knee surgery, so I was out last year. So seeing the team run out and play as one in such a big game against St. Joe's, it was a great experience to watch. But now that I'm actually in the game this year, it just motivates me that much more. It's we play as one. We play to beat St. Joe's. It's the rivalry we've been waiting since we were kids to play against. So it's just it's a sold out game. I have my friends, I have my family watching. So I play for the name on my chest, Trumbull, and that's what it comes down to. It's more than just myself. It's for the school.
Awesome answer. Love that. Rowan, over to you. The entire state knew about your talents before the season began, and you've not only met those expectations, but you've exceeded them. You're in rare company with some legendary Trumbull running backs like Corbin Smith, Jay Youngblood, Darryl the Rocket Parlor. Tell us what it's been like to be in your shoes during one of those big games. Like before the snap, what are you looking for when you get the ball? What are you then looking for? What do you see? How have you been able to make some of those amazing plays?
Well, every play I have the same mindset of just bring it to the house, bring it back to the crib. Every single play, every single drive. That's our goal on offense. Every single play is to get the most yards we can, and for me to make the most explosive plays possible to put my team in the best situation to win.
Thank you. All right, and John, over to you. Wearing the black and gold Trumbull uniform is very special, and it's something that not everybody gets to experience. What are some things you're going to take from this experience as a Trumbull football player and as a captain that you think will lead you in life later on?
When I was a freshman, first getting those white helmets, I remember I felt so much honor to be part of this team, and I feel like it just teaches me how to become a person too. Like football hasn't taught me, yes, you can hit people, yes, you can do this and that, but it's taught me how to be as a person, how to take responsibility for my actions, and how to grow as a human being. Being a captain, being a leader also helps me here, knowing that I can teach and preach the things that I do and try to make other people better as well. And I think that being a part of Trumbull in this community, making the best friends of my life, knowing through the rest of my life is going to be really helpful in the future.
Thank you. Last question, Coach. I've always asked this on the Thanksgiving episode every time, and you give me a different answer every year. So the last question I'm going to give to each one of you guys, after you take care of business on the football field tonight and you go to wherever you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving with family and friends, what's one or two dishes on the table you're most looking forward to eating once you sit down for lunch, dinner, whatever it is? Let's start with Rowan.
I mean, the classic, just turkey and mashed potatoes. So a little salt on those mashed potatoes, spice them up a little bit. That's the greatest thing ever.
John?
Definitely that gravy and what's the stuffing? Gravy and stuffing is my go-to.
I agree with you. Colin?
Definitely the stuffing is what I'm looking forward to. My grandma makes it homemade every year.
Excellent. Jack?
Definitely turkey, and usually we have like loaded mashed potatoes, and those are really good.
Sounds good. Sebastian?
For me, the turkey, and my grandma also makes some mean chancho, so that's what I eat as well.
Excellent. All right, Coach, what's the answer this year? What's the one or two things you're looking forward to the most?
Well, first of all, I'll be by myself because my wife and daughter are going to the Czech Republic to see my other daughter overseas. So, I don't know. Probably I'll make some homemade mashed potatoes, and I'll do the stuffing, and that's probably going to get me through this year.
Awesome. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate Coach every week talking to us for a few minutes. Guys, good luck and happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and hope you come back and visit us next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
X's and Petracios is presented by Matt Nuzzi, the local real estate expert and #1 RE/MAX realtor in Connecticut. Contact Matt anytime at 203-642-0341. Again, that's 203-642-0341.
This presentation of Trumbull Eagles football on 10 is sponsored by Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. With over 20 years of experience and countless perfect smiles, Dr. Khan offers both braces and Invisalign for the whole family. Schedule your complimentary exam today. And remember, the AAO recommends that your child first see an orthodontist at the age of 7.
I'm sure you feel the buzz in the air, the excitement for another Rumble and Trumbull.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, it's a great day here. It's pushing 50 degrees. You get a little brisk behind us, but, we've been at much colder games, and, hopefully these clouds hold over, and we have a nice day for some football.
Awesome. We're going to have Kylie Manuel joining us in just a little bit. She'll be down on the sidelines, and we are awaiting the teams to take the field. It is about 9:54. We're still waiting for the teams to make their way up. We have a pretty, I would say, about half-filled bleachers so far here at McDougal Stadium on the home side. I'm sure they'll be filling up a whole bunch in the next 15 minutes or so as people are winding out their tailgates. There is standing room around the fences, as there usually is at this game. A bunch of the Trumbull coaches are already up on the sideline. We're waiting for Coach P and the captains to make their way up. Trumbull standing in the corner, as they normally will take the field under their Eagle Nation flag. St. Joe's, the Hogs, the visitors, they have their sign up in front of the goal post. Buzz, where are you celebrating Thanksgiving after the game?
So we go to Oxford. So my oldest brother, Bobby, lives in Oxford, and then my sister-in-law, my wife's oldest sister, Carlin Shupp, who's a teacher at Trumbull High, she lives about a mile down the road from my brother in Oxford. So we go to my brother's first, do about 3-4 hours there, and then we finish at Carlin's house.
Awesome. We'll be at my house afterwards. My amazing wife is home cooking right now. Have some family coming in. I always try to get on the air early because I don't want to miss the team taking the field, or the coin toss, or the national anthem, and they always start at different times. The game officials for a high school game don't exactly follow an exact clock like you see in a high-level college or an NFL game.
And every game in the state, some games are at 10, some games are at 10:15, some are at 10:30. Everybody's texting you the day or two before. Is it 10? Is it 10:30?
Here comes St. Joe's. They're in white from head to toe with their traditional maroon helmets. Eagles will be taking the field momentarily. One cool thing for Trumbull this year, which they haven't done in a few years, Coach Petrosio is having the freshmen dress for this game, which, number one, gives those players an amazing experience to stand on the field for the Thanksgiving Rumble and Trumbull, but it also makes the team, it gives that formidable force having that many more players in black uniforms standing on the Trumbull sideline. So it should look really cool when the team comes out, and I know those freshmen are going to love running onto the field, onto the varsity field for the first time.
No, absolutely, Jeff. And sometimes, a subtle little thing like that, you don't realize where that goes with a family and with a player. When I was in 8th grade, I was Coach McDougal's ball boy. And when I was in 8th grade, Trumbull High lost in the Double L state championship game to Shelton. And I just remember being there right on the sideline in 8th grade saying, you know what, I'm going to get one for this guy. I want to come here and I want to play. The following year, after my freshman year, he let me dress for the St. Joe's game. And to me, that was like the biggest honor. And, it was probably 10 of us or 15 of us. But, to be able to see, the guys practice all week, be in the locker room with them and watch them prepare, it really set me up mentally for the next few years.
And here come the Eagles. And you can see the freshman players coming in on the tail end. Obviously, they're a little bit smaller than most of the varsity guys, but they are absolutely loving this.
Oh. It's like Super Bowl Sunday for them.
Absolutely. It's Super Bowl Sunday for all of us here in Trumbull and everybody watching at home on TCTV, listening on 10. Hope everyone's Thanksgiving morning is off to a great start. I think I saw Jerry McDougal Jr. On the field a little while ago. And here's public address announcer Steve Spillane.
And this morning's Thanksgiving contest between the St. Joseph Cadets and the Trumbull Eagles. Just a reminder, the players and coaches of both teams appreciate this.
I see Kylie making her way up, so I'll let you listen in.
For good sportsmanship. Cheer for your team, not against your opponent. Refrain from the use of foul or abusive language for any reason. The officials will make every effort to call this game fair, and please show them respect. The athletes who are prepared for this contest will try their best to win.
So the captains are coming out now for the inaugural coin toss.
Also, fans, while we value our officials every day, today on Thanksgiving, it's especially
for Trumbull, we got Jack McGrath, Rowan Johnston, Colin Van Bieber, and Jonathan Hall.
Their hard work and professionalism, they exhibit regularly. as they sacrifice personal time with their families to provide a competitive and safe environment for student athletes. Thank you for maintaining the integrity of interscholastic athletics.
Sebastian Leon is also one of the captains, number 54, but I don't see him out there.
Officials are Eric Anderson, Russell Burr, Anthony Calabrese, William Trett, and Greg Vetter. Once again, thank you to today's officials.
I mean, a good steady flow of spectators coming in and out.
Yes.
Walking around looking like they're trying to figure out, are they going to stand around the fence? Are they going to go up in the bleachers? You know, the one thing I always mention, Jeff, I love about Trumbull High here is the size of the visitor bleachers. That's why you can have FCX championship games here. That's why you can have state championship games. I believe each side here holds over 2,500 people.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the bigger stadiums in the FCAC and in the state, and we got the parking too, which is why the state loves coming here. All right, the coin has been tossed. The Eagles are standing in their huddle. We'll be getting ready for the national anthem in just a moment.
What we will say, Jeff, is you always get a little bit of a breeze up here on Trumbull Road.
Yep.
You know, you see the flag going, you know, field position, you know, when are you going to throw the ball? You know, there's probably going to be a quarter here for each team where they're going into the wind compared to with the wind at their back.
At this time, in honor of the men and women who have given so much to our country, we ask that you please stand as we join together to honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Today's anthem will be sung by THS sophomore George Blake. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So we are one step closer to kickoff in the Rumble in Trumbull. Third member of our broadcast team is set up and ready to go. That'd be Kylie Manuel down on the field. Kylie, are you hooked up and ready to go?
I believe so.
All right.
Always looking to add an element. I love the on-field presence now.
We were here on a much more colder Monday night for the Powder Puff. Kylie joined us as well. And we had football players Wes Dayton, Ted Walden, and Geronimo Cerna joined us as well. They helped us bring us that game. We had a lot of fun, even though it was pretty cold. Kylie, have your fingers thawed out after that game?
Yes, they have, but I'm not sure about today.
Yeah, right. All right, so Trumbull will be kicking off. They'll be going from left to right. So they will be kicking into the direction of Hillcrest. They'll be defending the goal line closest to, or the end zone closest to Strobel Road.
So what we have at stake here, Jeff, is for Trumbull, obviously it's pride, right? It's town, right? Playing your rival and winning on Thanksgiving and finishing the year with a 500 record. And also, by the way, the ability to knock St. Joe's out of the playoffs. For St. Joe's, it's a win and a little bit of help. I tried to look it up this morning, but there are a lot of different variables, but they need to win and also get some help from a couple games around the state.
And Lorenzo Sevilla ready to kick off for the Eagles. And the game is underway here at McDougal Stadium. Kickoff almost to the end zone, taken by St. Joe's. He's coming back up in the middle, breaks through the first set of blockers, and he's finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Eagles thought maybe he coughed it up, but the officials called him down.
You know, the one thing, Jeff, that Trumbull needs to tighten up is a little bit on this the kickoff team. You know, a couple times this year they've given up some touchdowns and some long runs. I think, you know, tightening up special teams and, you know, controlling field position is going to be a key today.
We are live on both the Trumbull Eagle Network, which is a radio broadcast, and Trumbull Community Television, so it's the same audio stream for both. So we're going to be calling the game for the radio listeners who don't have the video to go along with. So watching on TV, you might be thinking you're giving a heck of a lot of details, but that's because the people listening on 10 need those details. All right, so St. Joe's starts off, trips right, quarterback in the gun. Quarterback takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle. He breaks through to about the 42-yard line. Gain of about 6 maybe, or we'll call it the 41-yard line, so a gain of 6 on that first down play.
St. Joe's going no huddle here. Quarterback H.T. Jones runs over, gets a play call, quickly lining back up with his team not huddling.
Again, trips right for St. Joe's, single receiver to the left. Quarterback takes it, hands off up the middle, and he's stopped after a minimal gain.
Going to set up a big play here early in the game, third, and we'll call it a long 3 on the St. Joe's 41-yard line.
Big third down early here for Trumbull, trying to force a 3-and-out on St. Joe's initial drive.
You know, is it 2-down territory? Is it not? They haven't put the ball in the air yet. You know, a play I'm looking for would be maybe a QB keeper off of the fake handoff, right? Fake handoff, QB read keeper, maybe to get the quarterback H.T. Jones going a little bit here.
2 receivers on each side, 1 in motion now. Quarterback drops back. He's looking, fires it to his right side. It is caught on the first down side of the marker. He's brought down just short of the 50. So St. Joe's will get a first down. They're going to mark it at about their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, basic out pattern. It was a 7-yard out. Trumbull defense giving plenty of cushion. Left the receiver open underneath and, you know, tackled by a host of Eagles.
Number 6, Giovanni Abaladejo, is back after missing some playing time. Having him back in the secondary is going to be a big help for Trumbull. Yeah. St. Joe's now with trips left. Single receiver to the right, still in the gun. Takes the snap, handoff to the running back up the middle, heads to the right side. He's on the sideline now, still going past the 30-yard line on the Trumbull side. So St. Joe's is successfully moving the ball on the ground, as well as that one pass on the earlier play.
Yeah, what I'm looking for early here, Jeff, is Trumbull to control the line of scrimmage a little bit better, right? You want the D-line to maybe get in the backfield a little bit, maybe get a hand on that guy, not such a clean hole, and obviously need the linebackers to step up.
27-yard line.
Ball placed at the 27 of Trumbull for St. Joe's, 1st and 10. 9:43 remaining in our opening quarter. Trips left. Handoff up the middle again. He breaks through the first couple blockers, picks up a handful of yards.
Yeah, running back did a good job of turning something out of nothing. So stuffed up at the line of scrimmage, kept moving his feet, and obviously anything moving forward is a gain. So, you know, gain of a quick 3 yards there to set up 2nd and 7.
St. Joe's successfully moving the ball on their opening drive. Ace formation for St. Joe's. Snap handed off up the middle again. This time he is met for a minimal gain.
Yeah, Wesley Dayton stepping in right there, filling that hole and wrapping him up.
Wes Dayton had a huge pick 6 in the West Hill game about 2 weeks ago.
3rd and 5 here, so what are we looking for, Jeff, again? Another underneath route, maybe a timing route, another out pattern?
The bulk of their plays have been on the ground. I mean, not that I'd expect them to have a good running game, but they've been almost entirely on the ground so far.
Trying to control the line of scrimmage, trying to set the tone.
Bunch formation with the receivers on the left side for St. Joe's. Quarterback drops back now, looking to his left, overthrows his receiver, so that'll bring up 4th down for St. Joe's.
Yep, that's what we call, Jeff, a little bunch set to the left, right? Trips bunch set closer to the tackle, right? Not far extended out, with 3 different guys going in 3 different directions trying to catch Trumbull in a miscommunication set up in their secondary. HT put some good ump on that ball. Just let it go a little too far over the outreach of the receiver.
So it looks like St. Joe's is going for it here from the Trumbull 22-yard line. It is 4th and 5.
And they do have a kicker, Jeff. Obviously, we know that from last year. St. Joe's does have one of the better kickers in the state. So here's your 4th and 5 play.
Ace formation. Quarterback gets the snap, drops back. Looking, fires it down the middle, and it bounces before it hits the quarterback. But is there a flag down? There is a flag down. Let's wait and see. It was an incomplete pass. The officials are huddled, talking it over. Trumbull fans hoping it's a hold or something against St. Joe's. We'll see in a moment. The flag was in the backfield. I was looking at the receiver,
it's going to be a roughing the passer, and this is just where Trumbull needs to be smarter, right? They can't shoot themselves in the foot. It's 4th and 5. You get a big stop. You should be getting the ball back right now, all right? We have to be smarter when we're on defense and get off the field. The drive should be over. The ball should be in Trumbull's hand. Unfortunately, now St. Joe's is set up with a 1st and 10 on our 11-yard line.
And, yeah, you were correct. It looked like it was a roughing the passer against Trumbull. So Twins left, single receiver right. St. Joe's now driving at the Trumbull 11 after the penalty. Handoff up the middle, and he's met at the line.
I'm sorry to harp, Jeff, but, you want to win these rivalry games. You got to be clean. You got to get on and off the field. You can't keep giving a rival a second opportunity, third opportunity.
And that was just what was happening in the West Hill game. They were giving up way too many penalties on that exact side of the field.
Yeah. Day and age where you're, I'm not saying that, it was passing or it was roughing the passer or not, but this day and age, anything closer looking to call, minimal contact with the quarterback and a flag's going to get thrown.
Ace formation for the Cadets, 2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back, goes to his left, still going to his left, looking, fires it, and it is incomplete. The receiver was at about the goal line, but bounced right off his hands.
Yeah, HT again rolling to his left, a righty quarterback rolling to his left, throwing across his body. That ball was on the money. It hit the receiver right in the hands. You can't ask for much of a better ball, coming from your quarterback there.
3rd and 10 coming up. I see a bunch of the Trumbull Rangers. The Fairfield County League, no longer Pop Warner, but seeing those guys out at the game is amazing to see them cheering on the Eagles, knowing that they are going to be future Eagles. Single receiver left for the Cadets, bunch formation to the right side. Quarterback gets the snap, going to pass, looking down the middle, fires it to the right side now, receiver open, and he brings it in, but incomplete.
Great effort by Trumbull's secondary. I'll tell you what, if there was one place to throw the football, the ball was thrown there. And the guy had it. He had his hands on the ball, and the Trumbull defender just literally drills him right on contact. Clean hit, got him in the body, but enough contact to obviously knock that ball loose.
And they left him alone in the end zone. The defender didn't pick him up until the ball was in the air, and they ran back at full speed to try to defend that. So 4th and 10 now. St. Joe's brings out the kicker. That'll be a little less than 30 yards of an attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. So St. Joe's is going to take a 3-0 lead. And Mike, what do you think? They should have gotten out sooner on that 4th down before, but to walk out of that defensive stance, only giving up a field goal, not too bad of a defensive stand to start the game.
It reminds me a little bit of the Ridgefield game that we did when Ridgefield drove down the field, the first possession of the game versus Trumbull. Had some success on the ground, a little bit through the air, and Trumbull's defense kind of figured out what they were looking to do to the Trumbull defense, and the Trumbull defense, I think, got better as the game went on, and hopefully Trumbull, as you see here, I think the defense defense tightened up at the end of the drive and obviously felt a little bit more comfortable in the run game and passing game.
Yeah, I would say pretty decent start. We don't want to give up any points, obviously, but
we go back to the penalty, Jeff. Trumbull's going to be in a 0-0 game with the ball right now if they don't pick up that penalty. It did cost us 3, allowing them to get on the board, but to your point, 3 is much better than 7.
Holding them to 3 after giving them a first down on, what was it, about the 11-yard
line.
Yeah. All right, so Trumbull will receive. Colin Van Beaver and looks like Rowan Johnson will be the 2 deep men for Trumbull. Bleachers really starting to fill up now on both sides in this 2023 Rumble and Trumbull game.
On the kick for the Cadets, number 32, Logan Spoelstra.
So, Jeff, I also have Twitter open, so I will be giving you guys updates as I see scores come in.
And here's the kickoff. It is going to Colin Van Beaver at about the goal line. He brings it straight forward. Now cuts to his right a little bit towards the middle of the field. Tries to get around the corner. He's brought down at about the 23 or so yard line, right at the close hash mark.
Tackle on the play by the Cadets, number 25, Julian Jacques.
So like you said earlier, Mike, Trumbull is not going to be in the state playoffs this year like we were last year, but like you said, playing for pride, this is our Super Bowl this year to get this game. Trumbull thinks this is going to be their year with their amazing running game that they have. They think that's going to be their key to success.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a town rivalry, and obviously, nobody wants to win this game more than Mars Petrasio. I mean, we'll start there. I mean, he played on this same field, for Trumbull.
Single receiver on each side. It was a run up the middle by Rowan, but there's a flag on the play.
Officials, timeout. Penalty flag on the play.
Waiting to see what the call is.
Early score from around the state. We have Alex Benevento returning the opening kickoff for New Canaan, 88 yards to give the New Canaan Rams a 7-0 lead over Darien in their Turkey Bowl game.
Penalty is against St. Joe's.
Started at the 29-yard line. 2nd down for the Eagles.
As we go up to the Valley, Naugatuck has taken a 6-0 lead over Ansonia.
Mike, was that flag against St. Joe's? Because it looks like they just placed the down marker where Rowan landed.
Yeah, it was. It was either they picked up the flag because it's still 2nd down. So if they accepted the penalty, it would be 1st and 5.
Okay, so 2nd and a little less than 5. Another handoff to Rowan to his right side. He's tripped up at about the 31-yard line, so picks up about a yard or so.
Yeah, great open field tackle by St. Joe's there.
Jesse Cavino.
Cavino got off the block and was able to make a one-on-one tackle on Rowan.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Quarterback Caleb Wachinski has come off. The jumbo set is on, so it's most likely going to be a direct snap to Rowan. And that's exactly what it is. Jumbo formation now on this 3rd and 3 down. Direct snap to Rowan Johnson, heads to his right side, behind some blockers, and makes it out to the 1st down, plus a little bit more. He's at about the 36-yard line, so 1st down for Trumbull.
I love this set, Jeff. We started seeing it early on with Corbin Smith a few years ago, right? The heavy set, the double tight, direct snap to your best player, right? Loved watching Corbin do it, and obviously the last 2 years I've loved nothing more than watching Rowan Johnson take that direct snap.
And Caleb Wachinski checks back in for Trumbull. Single receiver on each side for the Eagles. Wachinski again back in at quarterback in the shotgun. Gets the snap, handoff to Rowan to his left side. Picks up a few yards, met at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about, call it maybe 2.
The one thing about Rowan, and I don't think people give enough credit for it, is being not the biggest back. Let's say he's 5'8", 170, or whatever it may be. He is one of the best running backs I've seen in recent memory that gain yards after contact. Similar to St. Joe's running back last possession, Rowan was met at about the line of scrimmage there, but was able with his strength and speed, and running the legs to be able to get a little something out of nothing.
He's up there with the likes of, you just mentioned, Mike Corbin Smith, Jay Youngblood, one of my all-time favorites, Daryl the Rocket Parlor. All right, Wachinski now, twins left, takes it to the right, pitches to the right side to Rowan, who's fighting to try to get some yards, picks up about 2 more to about the 41-yard line now.
Yep. Call it 3rd and 5.
Michael Lucifora.
I mean, Jeff, you mentioned some running backs right there. Darryl Parler, probably the best athlete I ever saw play at Trumbull High. I was a ball boy in 5th grade when my sister was a senior, watching Darryl Parler play. The best football player I ever played with here at Trumbull High, I to this day think he's the best player in the last 25 years, is Matt Manzioni. Matt, if you're listening somewhere in Long Island, I think many of us would agree with that. Obviously played with a great Gavin Haddon. He was an all-state running back my year, 2 years later, after Matt. But great guys, Jeff, up and down. Great players. Corbin Smith, Jay Youngblood.
All right, so jumbo package in for the Eagles. Rowan Johnson takes the snap, fighting to get some extra yards, and he's going to pick up maybe only about 1. So it's going to be about 4th and 4 now. I would think the Eagles are going to punt. They're at about midfield. That's a heck of a gamble if they go for it here.
Well, the tough thing there, Jeff, was you had 3rd and 4, and if you're thinking if you can get 2 or 3 yards, you're looking at 4-down territory. Playing for a 500 record, playing against the rivals, I could see them going for it on 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2, but it was tough there, not picking up any yardage, leaving a 4th and 4, on your own 41. Probably not wise to go for it there.
And 3rd and 5. They kept it on the ground in that jumbo set. All right, so Trumbull's in punt formation. Van Beaver gets off a pretty good punt. St. Joe's catches it inside their 20. Playing around on the right side there by the sideline. He's pushed out at around, they're going to call it the 26.
Yeah, great punt there by Colin Van Beaver, right? I mean, a lot of times youth sports, high school sports, pro sports, it's field position, right? So Trumbull with the win at the back. You can see the flag over the scoreboard here. The flag is showing that the wind is going out towards the sports complex fields of their baseball and softball. So in the first quarter here, the wind is definitely in Trumbull's favor.
So first down for the St. Joe's Hogs. From the 27-yard line. 3:23 remaining in the opening quarter of the Rumble in Trumbull. Ace formation for St. Joe's. Quarterback takes the ball. Quick pass to his right side. Complete out past the first down marker. St. Joe's is going to move the chains on their first down.
What St. Joe's does a really nice job of is their timing routes, in the short passing game.
Actually, they're going to call him out of bounds before the first down, so it'll be 2nd and 1 now from their own 36.
St. Joe's with the, take what they give you type approach here. Obviously seeing a little
handoff up the middle. He breaks through the line, and Wes Dayton is there to bring him down at the 45-yard line. So there's the first down for St. Joe's. Sun is broken through the clouds now. It's a lot brighter than it was a couple moments ago.
But again, you got to get a little bit more defensive pressure there. That's a big hole. He's getting through that hole clean, untouched. Really, being able to get his second burst there into the next level.
One of the changes Trumbull made was they put offensive coordinator Brendan Moore up on top of the booth a few games ago. Handoff to the middle, heading to his left side, brought down quickly.
Jack McGrath.
Yep, the big guy. Team captain Jack McGrath brings him down.
Tackle made by the Eagles, number 52, Jack McGrath.
Picked up maybe 1 yard, so we'll call it 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9.
From the 46, St. Joe's own 46-yard line. They are talking to their coordinator on the far side of the field. Cadets getting set. Bunch formation now on the close side. Single receiver on the far. Quarterback takes the snap, and it's a fake handoff. He rolls to his right side, looking, still looking, fires it downfield at the first down marker, but it goes off his fingertips and out of bounds. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for St. Joe's.
Yeah, that's a great play there by Colin Van Beaver in his safety spot. So it was a drag across the middle of the field. He identified the drag in front of him. Great closing speed, getting up and contesting that jump ball, that 50-50 ball, was able to knock it away.
Another big 3rd down coming up for the Trumbull defense. 3rd and long for St. Joe's. Again, they are on their own 46-yard line. 1:58 remaining in the opening quarter. Jeff Alterman, Mike Buswell, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network and Trumbull Community Television. Single receiver close side, trips right, quarterback drops back, and it's a delayed handoff up the middle and quickly brought down by number 13, Alex Mumback.
And Jack McGrath was also, a disruption there on the defensive line, getting great pressure in the backfield and forcing that running back to change his direction.
Good bring down by Alex Mumback, by the one hand getting a hand on him to bring him down, because if Alex didn't bring him down, he would have broken through for a good number of yards and might have gotten the first down. As a result, St. Joe's has to punt now.
And Giovanni Alvaladejo is back for the return. Sophomore Giovanni. Good getting the sophomores on the field here by Coach P.
And here's the St. Joe's punt. High one. Giovanni calls a fair catch, and he will take it at the 25 or so yard line, maybe 24, 23. We'll see where they mark it.
It's good to have Giovanni back. Giovanni was out for a couple games with an injury, so great to see him back on the field in this Thanksgiving battle.
We haven't seen him since the Staple game a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Speaking of Staples, I'm on Twitter right now. We see Staples with a 70-yard touchdown pass to take a 7-0 lead on Greenwich mid-first quarter.
That game being called for Greenwich by our good friend Rob Adams, who's the one that got us started here at the Trumbull Eagle Network. All right. Trips left, single receiver right for Wuczynski. Handoff up the middle, and he brings it to the 30-yard line or so, so good pickup. Rowan Johnston picks up, say, about 6 yards.
Stop by the cadets, number 64, Michael Lucifora.
Maybe even 7 yards, so we'll call it second at about 3. Maybe a long 3-4 yards is what Mr. Spillane was calling it over the PA. So trips left, single receiver right again, and it's another handoff to Johnston, cutting around the left side, still going past the first down marker, and that will move the chains for Trumbull. They're going to get the ball at their own 39-yard line.
For now, but we have a flag that was thrown during the run.
Penalty flag on the play.
We'll see who that is against.
It's against Trumbull.
Yeah, Trumbull was walking back.
The Eagles.
It's unfortunate because they're finally able to get Rowan in the next level, the second level, which is where he's at his best.
Once he breaks through the offensive line, then, and even the linebackers, the secondary is usually going to be hunting him down from behind.
Yep. So what turned into a first down is now brings you back to 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 from the 22 here.
Trumbull now has trips right with a single receiver to the left. Quarterback Wuczynski in the gun as usual. And it is a handoff to Rowan to the right side. Nowhere to go, really. He picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards. So it's going to be around 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 as we close in on 14 seconds in the opening quarter.
And if I was Trumbull, I would let this thing run out, give you a little bit of time to figure out what you want to call here on 3rd and 9.
And Mike, you are correct. All right, so end of the first quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. St. Joe's is leading 3-0.
Hello, this is Brendan Moore, offensive coordinator at Trumbull High School, and you are listening to 10.
Here to Trumbull Eagles football on 10, presented by Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. We want to give a big thank you to Dr. Khan for sponsoring us all season. All right, so second quarter now about to get underway. Trumbull with ace formation. Wuczynski drops back just a step or so, looking, now takes off up the right side, but he's taken down in the backfield. He's going to lose a couple yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Trumbull.
On the quarterback sack for the Cadets, number 54, Genesis Ortiz.
And it looks like there is a Trumbull player down. Trainer Dan will come out and tend to them. Mike, what was your biggest takeaway from the first quarter?
Well, I think you see both teams are trying to establish the run. Obviously, St. Joe's with a freshman quarterback, Trumbull with a sophomore quarterback. At this time in the year, HT's really like a sophomore, and Caleb is really more like a junior. But still, they're young quarterbacks. They're not 18-year-old seniors, and both teams are trying to establish the run game. They're trying to keep the ball on the ground, establish the run game, so they can have a nice blend of run-pass.
And Trumbull player is up, running off the sideline under his own power, which we obviously like to see. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Trumbull is clearly going to punt as they are on their own 24-yard line.
For the Eagles, number 1, Colin Van Buren.
Officials wind the clock. And Van Beaver has a pretty good punt. Bounces at the 47-yard line.
And that's almost a penalty because he signaled a fair catch and then he took a couple steps. You know, I mean, he did stop after a step or two, but, you know, you never know. Sometimes these wonky calls, it's, oh, you put your hand up. Yeah, but he moved 1 foot. But yeah, I think he almost forgot for a second that he put his hand up.
Exclusively on TrumbleFootball.com and on Trumbull Community Television. On YouTube.com at TCTV Trumbull. Tell your friends and families back home they can enjoy the game as well.
All right, so St. Joe's takes over. They have ace formation. Ball's on their own 42. Quarterback with a quick handoff up the middle, and he's met just past the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, getting downhill, getting in second and manageable.
Stop by Eagles number 57, Geronimo Serna.
I mean, you asked about the, my opinion in the first quarter. I mean, getting in second and manageable. I mean, it's what you're looking to do at every single level. Gives you an option to not be predictable.
Opens up the entire playbook.
Yep.
All right, so ace formation again for St. Joe's. Quarterback drops back, whole bunch of steps, fires it deep downfield. He has a receiver, but he is out of bounds. Yes.
He had him for a second. I actually think if the ball was thrown a little sooner, he could have hit him in stride. I think that the play took longer than maybe St. Joe's would have liked, but they could have hit him in stride. He did have a step. He was behind the defender.
I completely agree with you because he was open by a couple yards before the Trumbull defender got there.
Whenever you see the receiver turn around, he's stationary waiting for the ball. He had the separation. The ball needs to be thrown. It's a timing route.
In the gun once again for St. Joe's, 3rd down and 5 from their own 47. Quarterback looking for a quick pass, now fires it to the left side, incomplete. So that's going to bring up another 4th down for St. Joe's, 4th and 5. They're just shy of the 50-yard line, so it'll be an interesting call if they're going to punt or they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I think you got to punt here. If you're St. Joe's, you like how your defense is playing. That's not a knock on your offense. I think the St. Joe's offense is feeling comfortable right now, but I don't see the need to rush right here. You got the wind at your back. You can punt with the wind at your back. I think it's the right call from Joe Dell here.
Yep, so they will punt. I think that's Abaladejo back there to receive. And here's the punt. High punt, and it is Giovanni, and he just lets it go. And St. Joe's touches it around the 5-yard line. I think maybe his speed, he wasn't able to stop, because if he would have let that roll a little bit, they might have pinned him even deeper. So
yeah, you know what? That's a fantastic punt. I mean, there's nothing you can do as a kick returner. The ball is kicked directly towards the out of bounds. It takes a perfect hop inbounds and continues to carry in St. Joseph's favor. There was no possibility of a fair catch or to try to play the ball live, and the St. Joe's coverage team did a good job of getting right down there.
So Trumbull's going to have nearly 95 yards to go. Well, we'll call it 94. They're saying it's on the 6-yard line, so a 94-yard trip is what it's going to take for Trumbull to punch it in. 10 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the second quarter here at McDougal Stadium.
I think the last time we saw Trumbull pin this deep, I think we saw it a couple times in the Hamden game, and I think we saw it in the Ridgefield game when we broke one deep.
Trumbull is in the jumbo formation. Direct snap to Rowan Johnston. Up the middle. Picks up a good number of yards.
You know, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that jumbo set, but I'm looking to get downhill. Rowan did a great job following his blockers, running his legs, and setting Trumbull up with 2nd and 3.
So just like you were saying before, Buzz, get that good pickup on first down to make it. This is better than second and manageable.
Now you're out of your end zone.
So the jumbo set stays in, which means once again it'll be a direct snap to Rowan. Got to shield my eyes from the sun. Rowan takes the handoff, heads up the middle. Not much room for him to go. Maybe a yard or so.
Yep.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
The thing with this formation, too, here, Jeff, is it is a ground and pound, but I'll tell you what, Rowan is a game changer. If he gets a hole, if he gets some sort of a crease, these hammer offensive sets with the jumbo, they could quickly turn into a 50, 60-yard gain if he can find an angle and find a crease. Actually, a better mark than we thought.
Yeah, it's only about 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
They gave him more forward progress. All right, so 3rd and 1 from the 15-yard line, still in the jumbo formation. Rowan will take the direct snap, and he heads up the middle. Now cuts to his right side, and I think he's going to be across for the first down, but there's another flag.
You know, what I thought was it looked like a horse collar. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's thrown in the direction of a hold, but it looked like that was a horse collar. And the back judge saw something, ran up immediately, and threw that flag. So back judge felt very adamant about what he saw.
Caleb Wachinski is checking back in at quarterback.
And that's exactly what the call is, a horse collar. Yeah, I mean, you see it when you see the running back's trajectory and body change. You know, it looked like he had a crease, and all of a sudden he was, clubbed down from the opposite side. It twisted his body, and obviously you can identify the horse collar.
So Trumbull will have the ball now, first down at the 32-yard line. 9:09 remaining in the half. Back to single receiver on each side. Wachinski at quarterback, hands off up the middle to Rowan, but he loses the ball, and I think St. Joe's fell on top of it. Waiting for the official sign.
They're signaling running back was down.
So Trumbull catches a big break there. I just saw his body get twisted around. I couldn't see the knee.
Well, you know what, Rowan is so darn quick. You know, I mean, that play happened so quick. I mean, Jeff, if you ask me again what I thought, I mean, the play happened so quick. He spun, he hit the ground, the ball was up. You know, that's a play I would love to see a replay, but the officials, all of them convened. They were adamant that the Trumbull running back was down.
Yep. One receiver on each side for the Eagles.
Pistol set here with Rowan behind.
And flags fly. St. Joe's thinks it's a false start. And it is. Yep. The official calls first set is back to the home side and signals it to the visiting side. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, but there you go. I mean, Trumbull had 1st and 10, which turned into 2nd and 9, and now with the unfortunate penalty, now it's 2nd and 14.
Which is going to change the play call, I'm sure, for Coach Moore. So like Mike just said, 2nd and 14 from the 28-yard line now for the Eagles.
Update down in Greenwich. Greenwich storms right back, ties that game 7-7 with Staples.
And it's a handoff up the middle to Rowan. He breaks through the first line of defenders, gets it to the 35-yard line, so chops off a good number of yards on that play.
Yeah, gets a 5-yard penalty back plus a yard, so we'll set Trumbull up with a 3rd and 8 here.
That is a huge game, Mike, that you were just talking about, Staples and Greenwich. You got two of the top teams in the entire state, not only the FCAC. That'll have playoff implications on the winner of that game for seeding in Double L.
Listen, I've been at pretty much every Trumbull game this year. Greenwich and Staples are very, very good good programs. It wouldn't surprise me if they clashed in a couple weeks in the double L final.
And there's a flag. Both teams thinks it's against each other.
Yeah, I think that's St. Joe's. I think that's the DN jumping offside.
It is offsides on St. Joe's.
But that's a huge call right there. That's what we're talking about. Trumbull's penalty a second ago. It's 3rd and 8. Actually, it was 3rd and 7. It sets Trumbull up here with a 3rd and 2. A much, much more manageable play call here.
And we remember we were 2nd and 14 just a moment ago. John Hall checks in for the Eagles.
So we have St. Joe's with a 3-0 lead here with 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. St. Joe's 3, Trumbull 0. Trumbull with a 3rd and 2 on their own 40-yard line.
And they've brought in the jumbo set once again for this short 3rd down play. Rowan takes the direct snap up the middle, gets through and more. He's going. He has a man on his tail. He's at the 10. He is through. Touchdown, Trumbull.
Well, Jeff, I had mentioned before that hammer set. If he gets a crease, he's going to go. Rowan found his crease. He got to the next level, and it was just a foot race. 60 yards untouched.
That was beautiful.
Flag here at the end of the play, probably something to do. I'm going to guess when you see it this late, maybe an unsportsmanlike, maybe a celebration call, something on.
The official's walking over to St. Joe's side, which tells you it's against Trumbull.
Actually,
he signaled something against St. Joe's.
Yes, which makes me wonder, is it against St. Joe's or is the guy just facing the wrong side? Or he's...
Oh, okay, yeah, it was against Trumbull.
So here we go.
Sevilla going for the point after. And kick is up and good. So Trumbull now up 7-3.
And I didn't want to jinx it, Jeff, but I was going to say before the call, extra points are huge in this game because St. Joe's has one of the best kickers in the state, right? So 6-3 compared to 7-3 is a huge advantage for whoever has the lead because both of these teams have what I would call above high school level kickers.
Yeah, Sevilla has an amazing leg on him, and he was not on the roster, as you know, the first week or two of the season, and the outcome of the Hamden game would have been very different if he was on the field being able to kick.
We have a lot of people listening around. How can we not mention Matt Newsy, the best kicker probably in Trumbull High history, a teammate of mine who kicked at UConn, a huge supporter of our program, Jeff, as you know, everything that he does for you, for the touchdown club, and making Trumbull football work. But just playing with somebody like Matt Newsy, it just shows you kickoffs, field position, being able to kick a 38-yarder. He did my senior year to beat Norwalk by 1 on the last play of the game. I mean, when you have a kicker in high school, it just changes the entire game. It changes how you call the plays.
And as you said, not only was he amazing on the field, he's an amazing supporter as an alumni now. He's been sponsoring our pregame show for the last 2 years, so I'm pretty sure Matt's at the game somewhere today. If he is watching or listening at home, Matt, we want to say happy Thanksgiving to you and thank you for your continued support. All right, so Trumbull kicking off now. After that long touchdown by Rowan Johnston. Sevilla getting ready to kick off. There's the whistle. And here we go. It is high, not too deep. It's going to come down at about the 30. St. Joe's fields it in the middle of the field, runs to his left side, and he's brought down at about midfield. So it's going to be a short field for St. Joe's on their next drive with 7:19 remaining.
Between the penalty on Trumbull at the end of the touchdown and Trumbull also having to kick into the wind here, obviously the St. Joe's receiver was able to get a good head of steam, catch the ball on a fly, and get upfield as quickly as he could to get the ball up near midfield. Great return for St. Joe's.
Big six.
St. Joe's here with a 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line.
twins to the left, twins to the right. Quarterback drops back, looking deep, looking very deep, and it falls incomplete. Good coverage by Trumbull, but the receiver was off by a few yards.
Listen, I think what you're seeing here is what we mentioned in the first quarter. St. Joe's has the win, Jeff. You're starting to see St. Joe's with a couple of these play-action passes. Tall quarterback, strong arm. He's trying to let it rip and see if they can get behind the Trumbull defense. Sets up 2nd and 10 here on the St. Joe's 49-yard line. 7:13 left in the second quarter. Trumbull 7, St. Joe's 3.
And again, ace formation for St. Joe's. Quarterback takes the handoff, fires it to his left side. It is complete for about 5 yards and instantly goes out of bounds.
John Martin from number 1, Harry Jones.
Great catch above his shoulders. You know, a little umph on that pass, and he was able to go get the ball up above his shoulder pads. Great catch. Knocked out of bounds by Trumbull there. Big play here for St. Joe's.
And quarterback again fires it to the right side through the hands of the receiver.
You know,
I think it was a little too deep.
That's actually one of the calls I haven't loved so far by St. Joe's. You know, you're throwing the ball to the wide side, which I get, but you're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Jeff, there. If that ball's underthrown, that could be a pick 6, right? And there wasn't much room to be able to kind of land that between, you know, the Trumbull defense and the out of bounds. So the ball sails out of bounds and leave St. Joe's with a 4th and 7 here. They're going to be in a punt formation. I wouldn't hold it against them for a fake here. Trumbull's seen a fake a couple times.
St. Joe's with the punt, and it is high, good deep, and caught at about the 11. Fair catch. So the offense is going to come back after stopping St. Joe's. Try to put a few more points up on the board before we head to the half.
I'll tell you what, I kind of like that jumbo set again. I mean, you know, Trumbull finally, you know, got into the secondary with it. You know, they're feeling comfortable from a blocking standpoint. It looks like we got Caleb coming. Caleb was going out, and now he's coming back over. Makes me think they're going with the jumbo set direct snap.
So Trumbull has the ball. It's actually placed on the 12-yard line.
So Trumbull has an opportunity here. Trumbull's going to call a timeout. So, Jeff, what was a first quarter, which, you know, very competitive, St. Joe's winning 3-0. You know, sports and football, you know, especially in the rivalry football, right, where games are probably a little closer because of the rivalry, you know, on all levels. You know, Trumbull has an opportunity here to kind of separate themselves with a 7-3 lead. So, you know, they're finding themselves with the lead for the first time, but with the lead and the ball in their hands. So, you know, looking for Trumbull to, you know, to put together a drive here and try to extend this into a 2-score game.
And the Eagles making their way back out after talking things over, which Coach Petrosio. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their 12. Last time, remember, Mike, it was about a 95-yard trip, and they were able to take it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're not trying to get it all in one play. If it happens, it happens. But this is how Trumbull started their last possession on their own 11-yard line. They got it up to their own 40, and then Rowan took one.
And handoff to Rowan, heads to his left side, cuts around the corner, is able to pick up a good amount of yards. Yep. He's going to be close to the first down, I think maybe just short.
Well, you know, that was the first time that Trumbull really sealed off the edge there, Jeff. So Trumbull, I believe it was Jonathan Hall, you know, got a nice block, I think, on the outside linebacker, right, to wall him off. And it gave Rowan his first opportunity to get down the sidelines and get up the field a little bit. That will be enough for a first down, so Trumbull will have 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. 6:18 left in the first half.
So jumbo set again for the Eagles. It worked on the last drive. Rowan over his head. It is loose on the ground. Rowan falls on it, but very deep. close to the goal line. That is a killer having that happen. The snap went way over his head, and Rowan had to turn around as fast as he could and fall on that ball. So Trumbull's going to take over now at about their, what would you say, Mike, about the 2 maybe?
2-yard line. I mean, at first I was nervous that ball was going to go into the end zone and St. Joe's was going to recover it. It was going to be a safety. Rowan, I mean, great job of just getting back there and minimizing the damage. I mean, he could have muffed it and they could have recovered it.
So handoff or direct snap again to Rowan. He gets to his right side, picks up a few yards. Not going to do a ton for them, so it's going to be 3rd and a mile. The first down for Trumbull is at their 32. The ball right now is at the 7.
Yeah, and the tough thing about that snap, Jeff, I mean, you could have been Aaron Rodgers. They could have been in a punt formation. You know, they could have done that. No one was catching that ball.
And Wuczynski in for the Eagles at quarterback. I mean, I love Rowan Johnston's run, but when it's 3rd and about 30, you got to put the ball in the air, I would think.
You know, or you set yourself up with a little draw play to try to get out of your end zone a little bit.
And it's just a pass to the left side, who picks up just a couple. He had to get his balance as he almost fell to bring that ball in. So he picks up a couple more. Trumbull's going to have to punt it away. It's a lost opportunity for the Eagles.
So this is a big moment in the game. Trumbull's going to be punting out of their own end zone with the wind in their face here. St. Joe's receiver set up on his own 45-yard line, maybe even a tad too deep. Yeah, the St. Joe's signal move him up.
Here's the punt. He gets it off high, pretty good distance, caught at the Trumbull 34-yard line. So St. Joe's is going to take over with 4 minutes and 1 second left with a very short field. But Mike, Trumbull's defense has been playing pretty well so far. Hopefully they'll be able to stop him again.
It's what we talked about with Trumbull making the extra point there. You know, now you're in a bend, no break spot where Trumbull, okay, you give up a couple yards, they line up for a field goal, they kick a field goal, you know, you're still giving up points, but you still have the lead. Trumbull's looking to minimize this, you know, their risk here. They're trying not to give up a touchdown in the lead late in the first half.
As well as your Trumbull High School Golden Eagle marching band.
Looks like St. Joe's is going with a trips right here, Jeff. Trips right.
And the quarterback hands it off up the middle, picks up, originally was only going to pick up a yard or two, but is able to fight forward and pick up a whole bunch more. So that's going to
broke through an arm tackle there.
2nd and maybe about 3 or 4 for St. Joe's as we tick to 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
What I'm looking here from St. Joe's is I'm looking for play action here. 2nd and short, I'm looking for them to freeze the secondary on a fake run and take a shot here. I think that's what an offensive coordinator would be trying to do here.
And it's a handoff again up the middle. This time they got a hand on him. He does break through for the first down.
And I say that, Jeff, because you're in 4-down territory. You throw there, it falls incomplete. You're still in 3rd and 4.
Especially them being down at this moment, so I agree with you completely.
Well, listen, St. Joe's, smart call, keeps the ball on the ground, picks up 4, gets their first down, moves the chains to the Trumbull 24 here.
Approaching 3 minutes and 10 seconds until the half. St. Joe's driving at the Trumbull 24. Trumbull leads 7-3. Ace formation, quarterback fake handoff, goes to his left side now, and he's met and brought down by...
What a play by Jonathan Hall.
And Chase Marcelli is also there making contact.
Well, listen, both these quarterbacks are good. They're good athletes, right? H.T. Jones can really move. You know, Caleb can really move. You're almost like a running back. I mean, they sucked Trumbull in on that play, and the only guy that could stay home and save that play was Jonathan Hall at the outside linebacker spot. The end crashed. Corner was going deep on a pass. The whole side was open. Great open field tackle by Jonathan Hall.
Ace formation again for St. Joe's. Quarterback in the pocket this time, fires it deep down the left side. He's got a receiver who falls, not by any contact of Trumbull, so it's incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for St. Joe's.
So, Jeff, as longtime Trumbull residents, I'm looking down on my phone and I see a guy that I mentioned in the first half, one of the best football players that I ever got a chance to play with, Gavin Haddon, says, "Is this you on the air? It's great listening to you from Long Island. Hey, and oh, by the way, 24 years ago, we beat St. Joe's 43-6. So, Gavin, I hear you. I love you. You're a huge part, and I know you're the MVP of that game. So, hope you guys are enjoying and have a great Thanksgiving."
St. Joe's now with a bunch formation to the right and a single receiver to the left.
3rd and 8 here.
Quarterback drops back. He's looking deep, fires it deep down the right side. He's got a receiver. He goes up, but I don't know if it was complete or not. They're saying no. Oh, they're saying incomplete, out of bounds. The quarterback went up for him, and his momentum just... No, they are giving him the catch.
Giving it to him.
Yeah. Correction on that. They are giving him that reception.
That's a great catch. That is a fantastic catch.
I thought I saw his foot come down, but then when I thought they were waving it off. So St. Joe's now driving at 2 minutes. Ace formation once again.
3rd and 8 play there for St. Joe's.
1:50 remaining until the half. Quarterback quick handoff up the middle, breaks through a couple yards, and they're still going, but he's going to be a little bit short.
Yep. Rowan came blitzing off the end there and actually overran the play a tad. You know, if he cut an angle in a little bit more, he maybe would have been able to blow that handoff up. But I think if you're Trumbull, you have to do something of that nature here. You got to try to, you know, what we would call a defensive run blitz.
And I'm not sure how long it's been since you two looked around, but the turnout here is crazy.
Big crowd, and it's a handoff
in for the touchdown.
Up the middle, and St. Joe's is now punched ahead.
So St. Joe's is taking the lead now, 9-7.
Point after upcoming.
And listen, it all started there with that 3rd and 8 pass by H.T. Jones. You know, throwing the ball to the wide side. Only the receiver can catch the ball, right? Any more on the ball, that ball's going out of bounds. That was a great conversion play. If not, they probably would have had to settle for a long field goal there.
Here is the point after try for St. Joe's. The snap, it's down, kick is up, and it is good. So 10-7, St. Joe's captures the lead with minute and 2 seconds remaining until the half. So let's see what magic Coach Petrossi and Coach Moore have up their sleeves for forget the 2-minute offense, we got the 1-minute offense to see if they can make anything happen. Maybe Giovanni can get a good run back, or Rowan, or Colin, whoever it happens to be. If they can get a good return and get some good yards, get them a short field, let's see what can happen.
I mean, what you don't want to do, though, also, Jeff, is you don't want to turn over here, right? I believe St. Joe's received the ball to start. St. Joe's received. Who got the ball first? I believe St.
Joe's, yeah, had the kickoff.
So, listen, you always want to be leading at halftime, right? Who doesn't? But at the end of the day, I mean, down 10-7, getting the ball in the 3rd quarter is also not the worst thing in the world. If you remember last year, Trumbull had a 17-7 lead late in the first half, and they threw an interception that gave the ball back to St. Joe's with a short field, and St. Joe's punched in and made it 17-14 last year at halftime. And I think last year, that's what changed the game, right? A 2-touchdown lead compared to a 1-score game going into half.
Team's getting set for the kickoff now.
With that said, you know, Rojo's a game changer.
Rowan Johnson and Colin Van Beaver back for Trumbull. And it is a low kick, but deep. It's going to go out of bounds, so Trumbull will get a few extra yards on that. No time off the clock then.
Kickers out of bounds.
So the ball will be placed at the... Is it the 35, Mike?
Every level's different. I think the next level it's 40. Looks like they're setting it up on the 35.
35, and it'll be on the far hash since it went out the far sideline. Again, minute 2 left. St. Joe's up 10-7. Trumbull's got the ball.
So
trips to the left. Go ahead.
With Rowan out here, if you notice. First time I've seen Rowan. Actually, it's an empty set. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Empty set.
And Wuczynski is going to take the snap. Quick pass to his right side to Rowan, but he's falling down. He makes it.
Actually, Brandon Consolati.
Consolati get that, but he was falling as he brought it in, so only picked up about 2 yards, and he fell in bounds, so that means the clock's going to continue to tick. Trumbull's got 2 timeouts left. They only used that one early on. So trips left, twins right again. Wuczynski rolling to his left side, still looking, under pressure, and he's taken down at about his 30. Clock is continuing to tick as we hit 30 seconds now. Trumbull not calling a timeout. St. Joe's taking their sweet time on the Trumbull side of the field to get set.
Yeah, I think if you're Trumbull here, you just take it into the half. You got 19 seconds left after that sack. You have the ball, 3rd and 13 from your own 32. I don't even know if you run another play here. I just say you take it into halftime, down 10-7.
And I don't think they're going to, as we're at 6-5, 4-3. Yep, so they're going to take this into the half. Kylie, see if you can grab Coach P.
For the first half, with your score, Quebec 7, Eagles 7.
And we'll send it down to Kylie, who's with Coach Petrosio.
Hi, what do you think has worked really well so far, and what do you want to fix starting the second half?
I don't think much has worked well so far, so I'm going to try to fix everything. All right, huh? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, you can tell, Mike, from Coach P's answer there, he's not very happy with against both sides of the ball. What do you think is one of the biggest things they need to address?
Well, obviously not shooting yourself in the foot. The unsportsmanlike was able to give St. Joe's an extended drive and give them a 3-0 lead, right? Trumble's starting to move the ball. They shoot themselves in the foot with the snap over Rowan's head, right? So I think it's cleaning up the little things, right? Cleaning up the little things and putting yourself in position to have success. Which, listen, the game's in reach for both teams. I think it's the team that just minimizes the mistakes here in the second half and just takes advantage of when a situation presents itself to you.
I think Trumbull did move the ball reasonably well, and they had some good defensive stops. It's just that, a couple of those mistakes, like you were saying with some of the penalties and stuff, some of those things are going to have to clean up. All right, we'll let the coaches talk it over in the locker room, and we'll be back with the second half action. Again, St. Joe's is up 10-7. Jeff Alterman, Mike Buswell, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network and Trumbull Community Television.
Hi, this is Mars Petrosio, the head football coach for the Trumbull High Eagles, and you're listening to 10, the Trumbull Eagle Network.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at ready.gov/plan. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Camera phone.
Done. Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps.
The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank.
Hunger is a story we can add. Ended at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, Kevin.
Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We are the boy band. 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 You love your kids enough to take them to see their favorite movie. Love them enough to make sure they're buckled up in the backseat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year, so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council to make safe happen.
Insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
His camera phone.
That should do it.
Faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Morning, Mama. How you feeling?
Great, and I'm ready for you today.
I'm checking in on you. Morning meditation?
Check.
Dressed and ready to work out?
Check.
Check your blood pressure yet?
And check.
Boom! Great job, Mom. And about those gold earrings?
No, ma'am.
An extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
once again for the Trumbull High School Golden Eagle Marching Band.
base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at Beacon STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when it's dry or windy. Be careful burning yard waste, because wildfires can even start in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few new superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero is here now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Open calendar. What's my schedule looking like? Next Thursday, you will be called in an emergency flash flood between Park and First Street. What? No, that doesn't work. I'm busy then. Decline.
Floods don't exactly work around your schedule. Disasters don't plan ahead. But you can. It starts with talking to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. So don't wait. Communicate. Visit cc.gov/TES.
You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. That's the center. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council. 145.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my children's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially for that's why St. Luke's cancer.
here at McDougal Stadium. Trumbull Eagles football on 10 is presented by Dr. Lou McConn's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Jeff Alterman, Mike Buswell, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network and Trumbull Community Television. All right, Mike, so Kylie's question at the half to Coach P, you kind of get the sense that he's not very happy with how the team is performing. Do you think it was more offense or defense is his major concern right now?
Well, I mean, Trumbull gave up 10 points in the first half, right? One was on a penalty to extend the drive, right? They should have been out. And then the next one was on short field position. St. Joe's had the ball starting on, I think, Trumble's, 40-yard line, maybe inside the 40-yard line. I think the defense is fine. I think he just wants to clean up some of the smaller issues, a couple plays here or there that kind of put St. Joe's in a little bit better position there.
And remember, the 3 points that St. Joe's had, that field goal earlier on, was on that penalty where Trumbull nearly had them, stopped on fourth down.
Well, they did have them stopped. That's the point. It was an incomplete pass, and they got an unsportsmanlike penalty after the play. Don't touch the kid. The play is over. You're going to get the ball back. You held them your first drive. You extend their drive and allow them to get points. Whether it be a field goal or a touchdown, points are points.
So St. Joe's took their time coming out of the locker room for the second half. Trumbull's been out for a while now. They're all set up on the field, ready to go. St. Joe's just now coming out onto the field. They took their sweet time coming out, and you could tell by some of the body language some of the coaches were, let's say, not appreciative of that. All right, so like we said at the end of the first half, Trumbull is getting the ball now for the second half. St. Joe's will be kicking off from the 40.
And if you look back, Van Beaver and Rowan Johnston are behind each other, right, step by step, because they don't want St. Joe's to see where Rowan's lining up and where Collins lining up. Right before the kickoff now, they will separate and break off to their spot, not giving St. Joe's the ability to kick away from Rowan.
And here is the kickoff. It is high and it is deep. And Colin fields it and pretends to hand it off. He doesn't. He comes around the left side, and he's brought down, I think, just shy of the 35-yard line. It looked like a little trickery there.
I like it. I like it. It sets up a play for down the road in the game if you get another opportunity. The things that I like, when I'm watching high school football is I like pre-snap motion. I like misdirection. I like trying to confuse the defense. And that was just a fake handoff, but you're trying to sway the kickoff team a little bit. We see Caleb back out here at quarterback now.
So Trumbull have a receiver on each side. Wachinski takes the handoff and looking to his right side, rolling. He's under pressure. He fires it. And it's incomplete, intended for number 11, Jake Hall, trying to add a few seconds onto the play by rolling out to his right side.
Look at number 17, who was down in front of us at about the 50-yard line. The St. Joe's defender had fallen down, and it wasn't Caleb's fault. There was pressure, and he had the pocket was collapsed. But if he had a little bit more time to throw the ball, he probably could have identified the open man down the field.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Trumbull making some adjustments with the receiver
that's something I would be looking at here. Number 12 for St. Joe's, Jason Pagano, a junior, one of their better players here in the secondary, is limping around. I would like to keep an eye on him.
And Wachinski takes the handoff, drops back, now comes to his right side, tries to take off. He's under pressure, and he's finally brought down. He's going to lose a few yards. That's going to make it 3rd and long for Trumbull on their first drive of the second half.
The one thing I don't love is I don't love the long developing passing plays. You have a young quarterback. I think you got to do some timing routes. I think you got to do some drags, right? Get a bunch set, right, and get a read off a bunch set. You're asking, the offensive line to hold their blocks, which, you would like to see them hold it a little bit longer, but, the coverage is there, and we just don't have enough time to throw the ball.
And that's happened several times so far tonight. Yep. Or this morning, I should say. I'm used to saying tonight for these games. Twins right, and twins left, so ace formation for Wachinski, 3rd and long. Takes the snap, drops back. He's looking, now rolls to his right, back in the center again. Now he takes off up the left side. He's keeping it. He's going to pick up a good number of yards, and he's going to be close to the first down.
He's got it.
They give it to him, so good run by Wachinski.
3rd and 14, pocket collapse, and we got penalty. We got flags over here, so I don't know what this is. I mean,
let's see what it is now. No sign by the official yet. And they're waving it off, so it'll be first down for Trumbull.
Well, that's a big play there. That's a big change because Jeff, if Trumbull throws an incomplete pass there, right? That would have set up 4th down, at about their own 25-yard line. Right now, that gets them 1st and 10 up over the 35-yard line. I believe on the 33-yard, just shy.
Yeah, they're actually marking him. That's where I thought he went out of bounds. So it's going to be about 3rd and a long 2, let's say. So his toe must have touched the line before he was fully pushed out beyond the first down. So 4th down and 2. So what do they do?
I think you got to punt. You got the wind at your back. You can't come up short here on 4th and 2 and give St. Joe's the ball, inside your 35-yard line.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Van Beaver is back for the punt. St. Joe's back to receive the punt. Collins' punt it's high, but it is not very deep. The St. Joe's receiver calls a fair catch at his own 40. So St. Joe's is going to get their next drive with somewhat of a short field.
10-10 remaining in the 3rd.
10 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. St. Joe's up 10-7. Full crowd on hand here at McDougal Stadium with standing room around the fence, especially on the Hillcrest side of the stadium. While we're waiting for St. Joe's to start the first play, I want to give a shout out to Kim Lombardi. I know she said she was listening down in Delaware. Happy Thanksgiving to the Lombardi family. And ace formation for St. Joe's. Quarterback takes the ball, quick pass to the right side, and he gets past the first defender, brought down, and it looks like he's going to get the first down.
Well, what are we talking about, Jeff? A high percentage throw, a quick screen, right? Trumbull's secondary is playing off. High percentage, get the ball on the side.
And that screen was set up very nicely because they gave him a good block, and he was able to pick up those 10 yards because he got the ball basically at the line of scrimmage, but that initial block was able to get him all the way to the first down. So fresh set of downs at midfield for St. Joe's. Ace formation again. Receiver in motion this time. Quarterback hands off up the middle. Picks up probably about 5 yards or so. Brought down at the Trumbull 46. So actually mark it for 4 yards. Stopped by Cerna, who was behind the mic with us Monday night for the Powder Puff game that we broadcasted on 10 and TCTV, and he did a great job along with Ted Walden and Wesley Dayton.
And here we go, St. Joe's with a 2nd and 6. St. Joe's leading Trumbull 10-7 with 9 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the Trumbull 46.
Ace formation again for St. Joe's. Receiver in motion again. And the quarterback drops back, looks to his left, another screen-type pass. He's got one block, and he's brought down at the 45, so he only picks up about a yard or so. Tackled by Wes Dayton. We haven't called his name too many times tonight. One of the absolutely stellar defensive players we have here for Trumbull.
Just like Rowan made the big run in the first half, sometimes it can't always be the offensive guy. Maybe Trumbull, you see somebody step up here on the defensive side of the ball, whether it be a turnover, a big tackle, something to kind of change the flow of this drive and the direction of the 3rd quarter here.
3rd and 4 for St. Joe's. Quarterback drops back, rolling to his right. He's under pressure by Wesley Dayton, fires it over the head of the receiver, out of bounds, so that'll bring up 4th down and 4. I mentioned to Mike a moment ago before we came on for the second half, not only is Coach Moore up on top of the press box, but we just watched defensive coordinator Jesse McCray make his way up as well. So both coordinators up on top of the press box, trying to get more of a bird's eye view to see what's going on, and they'll radio down to the other coaches what plays and formations they want.
So we got a 4th and a long 4 here from the Trumbull 44-yard line. St. Joe's smart, in my opinion, trying to play the field percentage game, right? Don't want to give up short field to Trumbull, but Trumbull's got to be smart here. They got to look at the ball. They can't jump here. That would give St. Joe's a first down to extend the drive.
And watch the fake, because they've fallen for it multiple times this year. And it's snap and kick is up.
And get
pretty
out,
good
get
punt.
Away.
And Rowan is saying essentially fair catch, but I'm not going to touch it. And it'll be down inside the 5 for Trumbull.
But really, again, nothing you can do there. So you try to do a fair catch with a lot of traffic at the 9-yard line. That's a low percentage. You know, I'm a big believer, especially youth sports. Get away. These guys aren't world-class athletes, professional players. You know, the 4 yards there, my point is a moot point. Get away. Don't give up a muff punt and give St. Joe's a short field position. In return, St. Joe's gets a good bounce. Trumbull has to start on their own 4-yard line.
And it'll be the jumbo set for the Eagles. Their back is up against the end zone that Rowan took it to the house to in the first half. So it'll be a direct snap to Rowan Johnston from their own 4-yard line. And Rowan takes the ball, heads to his left side, picks up maybe a yard or 2. Yep. Gives him a little bit more breathing room in front of the goal line. I'm sure they're going to stay in the jumbo set, considering the location where they are. John Hall's coming to the sideline to talk to Coach Wojtek.
You know what play? You know what play I keep thinking about is last year the play Trumbull ran versus Fairfield Prep in the state semifinal. The jump pass from Rowan here, right? This is a run formation, right? You leak the tight end out, you know, and maybe you try to do, you know, a little Tebow jump pass. I don't know if I would do it on my own 6-yard line, but I think at some point maybe a wrinkle like that to try to keep St. Joe's on their toes.
Direct snap to Rowan. He's going up the middle, and he breaks through the first couple and gets a good couple of yards. Still going to be a few yards short, so it'll be third, but a lot more manageable on this third down.
Well, he was able to get to the second level, able to get through the line of scrimmage, which obviously gives Rowan room to do what Rowan does.
3rd and 2 for Trumbull coming up from their own 11-yard line.
St. Joe's 10-7 here, 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter.
Jumbo set stays in. Johnston once again will take the direct snap. He gets it. He goes to his left. He's trying to go around the outside now. He's able to cut the turn, gets past the first down marker, and a bunch more.
Second time now we've seen Trumbull with success walling off that end and getting around the outside. It's a stretch play, trying to get to the edge. Trumbull did a nice job sealing that, you know, and now they've gained that first down, gotten the ball out of their own, what I would call end zone, right? Because the quarterback, you know, they had the ball on the 5-yard line. You know, Rowan was catching the ball on the goal line pretty much to start the drive. Now they're out up to the 20.
And Trumbull brings the spread back in with quarterback Caleb Wachinski. Single receiver to each side, and it's a handoff up the middle for Rowan. Breaks through for a few yards.
Handoff goes to number 3.
Picks up about 3 or 4 yards on that.
By number 8, Tyrell Rates.
You know, obviously, you know, people said, "Oh, Trumbull didn't throw the ball enough in the first half," and now Trumbull came out and all they did was throw the ball the first 3 plays of the second half. I think in a 1-score game, you got to keep the ball in your best player's hands, and that's Rowan Johnson. He's the best player on the field, one of the best players we've seen in the state over the last 2 years.
His forward momentum will actually give him a 5-yard gain, so 2nd and 5 now. Wachinski in the gun, handoff again to Rowan up the middle. This time he stopped maybe a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 4, maybe 3rd and 5, and there's a flag well after the whistle. My guess is some sort of dead ball foul. We'll wait and see. Officials coming together to talk.
Before we figure out what this penalty would be, it looks like Trumbull would be in a 3rd and 6.
And I think they just signaled against Trumbull.
It just can't happen. I mean, there's just no world we live in where, Trumbull can allow themselves to get 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalties. Just killer penalties. And I think to your point about Coach Petracio's frustration, I mean, a veteran coach like him and Coach Joe Dell, they know you're not going to have success when, at the conclusion of a 3rd and 6 play, you give up a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty.
So what would have been about 3rd and 5 is now 3rd and nearly 20.
Yep. Changes the direction of the quarter, right? Changes
and the whole play that you're going to call is going to be different now. Ace formation for Trumbull. Wachinski in the gun, stays in the pocket, now fires it down the middle. It is caught short of the first down. That was to number 21, Braden Consolati. And it's back to about the point where they would have been before the penalty. But that's going to still be 4th down and 5, forcing Trumbull to punt. So that penalty is going to cost Trumbull a continuation of this drive.
4th down and 4 for the Eagles. Back to punt number 1, Colin Van Beaver.
What makes this game so special for me, Jeff, is being able to see the text messages come in, the faces on the sideline and in the crowd. Trumbull back to punt here.
Collins punt high again, not terribly deep, but he gets one bounce, and St. Joe's with the fair catch. So from the 38-yard line, St. Joe's will take over with 4:13 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Cadets up 10-7. Jeff Alterman, Mike Buswell, Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network and Trumbull Community Television at the Rumble in Trumbull. Happy Thanksgiving, Eagles fans.
Yeah, I love looking down and seeing guys like Jeff Wright, a mentor of mine, a guy that I had the utmost respect in. Jeff, a former quarterback and starting pitcher at Trumbull High in the 70s, then continued his career to West Point, pitched at West Point. One of the best sports days of my life is when Jeff took me up to a West Point game. I was able to, go to the AD's house and do a private tour. Just, special people that you connect with, in towns like Trumbull.
St. Joe's now with the ball in the gun, hands it off up the middle. He's going to pick up a couple yards. And back to your point earlier in the game, Mike, again, they're having success on 1st down, giving them more second and manageable plays on these drives rather than having 3rd and long.
All St. Joe's looking to do, getting second and manageable. St. Joe's with a 10-7 lead here, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Just a quick score from around the state. We have New Canaan really putting it on Darien. New Canaan 28-3 at halftime.
Wow. That's always one of the big rivalry games in addition to this one around the state that's gone back for years and years. All right, so ace formation, handoff up the middle. He was stopped initially at the line of scrimmage but kept pushing forward. He's going to be very close to the 1st down.
Just moving his legs, just getting by, not much of a hole there, but just getting by his guy and pushing his legs forward.
And the side judge is calling for the 1st down.
Staples with a field goal to extend their lead over Greenwich 17-7 with 10 minutes left in the game. That would be a huge win for Staples. I don't know the double out points, but that might catapult Staples to the 1 seed.
That would be huge, and I would call it somewhat of an upset, not a huge upset, though. Ace formation, still receiver in motion for St. Joe's, and again, handoff up the middle, stopped again at the line this time. He does pick up a few yards, but the St. Joe's front line is able to push forward on those runs, and even when the runner gets just back to his offensive line, they're a few yards down the field, and he picked up a good 4 yards or so on that.
So we talked about now Trumbull's got to figure out a way. Trumbull's got to do something defensively here, right? You got to look to make a play. Tackle in the backfield. Strip the football. Hold them up, strip the ball. Just something to try to slow this St. Joe's drive down.
Ace formation once again. Quarterback this time drops back, rolling to his right side, looking deep, fires it deep downfield. He's got a receiver off his fingertips. That would have been brought in at about the 15 if he brought it in, but incomplete pass.
I love the play call. You know, it's a deep drag. You know, you got an athletic quarterback on a sprint out. You know, the guy had a step. It was a perfectly placed ball. Obviously, being a former wide receiver, you know, the ball touches your hands, you expect a catch there. You know, not an easy play, not an easy catch, but a very good ball there by H.T. Jones.
So 3rd down and 6 from the Trumbull 48 now.
Yep.
Trumbull desperately needs to get a stop as we're under 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
I think you gotta do something to kind of mix it up here if you're Trumbull. I don't know if you're, you know, maybe if you send a blitzer off the edge or something, but I think you gotta disrupt this passing game a little bit.
Quarterback drops back. He's firing to the left side. It's caught.
But not enough.
Yeah, picked up maybe a yard or so on that.
And St. Joe's is going to punt. You know, and if you did notice that play, Jeff, just what I talked about, Trumbull brought a little pressure off the end, right? And, Jeff, sometimes it's not the pressure for a sack, Jeff. It's the pressure to force that guy to deliver the football and get the – I mean, he had to throw the ball vertical to the line of scrimmage, right, and not look downfield because he had to get rid of the ball.
Or make him think too quickly and get rid of the ball that he doesn't want to throw. All right, so 4th down now. St. Joe's is punting it away.
Rowan Johnston back.
The snap, and before the ball is even punted, flags fly and whistles blow.
Well, it's 4th and 7 here. You know, it depends who it's against. You know, are we pushing St. Joe's back here, or, you know, is it on Trumbull?
They're calling it offsides against Trumbull, so that's going to make it 4th and about 1. What will St. Joe's do now? That changes the whole complexity of the drive.
It's everything we talk about, 4th and 6. I mean, I would just tell the defensive line to literally just be on your knees and don't jump off sides. You know, let the snap go, don't touch the punter, and you're going to get the football back.
Unless they're going to go for it now.
Oh, no, now it's 4th and 1. Now you force their hand. You know, you're dangling the carrot. Of course St. Joe's is going to go for it, you know, in a 4th and 1 spot now on the Trumbull 43. But again, Trumbull should be off the field right now. They should have the ball, you know, starting a possession here, and instead they're trying to get a 4th down stop.
So St. Joe's brings the offense back out. Going for it on 4th and 1. Trumbull needs a big stop. They're trying to catch the... And here's the snap. They stop him. Wes Dayton breaks through that line.
No, but he
throws him off. But where's?
He didn't have it. He handed the ball off. He had just handed the ball off, and we don't know what this spot is going to look like.
Wes Dayton broke through that line, but he did get the handoff, and they're calling it 1st down for St. Joe's. I thought he got the quarterback with the ball.
Oh, what a run blitz there by Wes Dayton. So he blew up the handoff, but somehow HT got the ball to the running back. I think everyone thought that he had a sack on the play, but he didn't have the ball.
That would have been huge and build momentum for Trumbull.
That's the type of plays we're talking about. A 4th and 1, blowing something up there, you know, taking over at midfield. But again, now St. Joe's 1st and 10 on their own on the Trumbull 42, and, you know, in a situation where Trumbull should have the ball right now.
Quarterback looking to his right side, trying to get the screen pass. The receiver has it, has some blocks, brings it out for about 5 or 6 yards. Wesley Dayton was a split second away of having the highlight of the game so far on that 4th down play.
I like that play call for St. Joe's. Get the ball in an athlete's hands. Get it to him quick, get it to him in space.
St. Joe's in a tight formation now, and it is a pitch to the left side to the running back who breaks through the first line. And I think it was Giovanni Abladejo brought down the runner on that, but not before he gets another 1st down for St. Joe's. So, Mike, another drive where Trumbull's had opportunities to stop them.
Well, they had
penalties, mistakes.
They had them stopped. It's 4th and 6. It's a punt situation. move the defensive lineman back. It's just that's Coach P's frustration, and a guy's that's been coaching, his entire adult life. He's well aware of those mistakes.
Trips right, single receiver left for St. Joe's.
St. Joe's
quarterback
on the quarter out.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
Cadets 10, Eagles 7.
What do you think is the biggest thing right now? I mean, for me, it's not even so much fixing offensive defense. That's exactly what I was going to say, not making the mistakes.
And we do. That's the difference. It's 10-7. In sports, it comes down to a few plays. And the few plays don't have to be touchdowns. They can be physical mistakes. They can be mental mistakes. In Trumbull's case, it's mental mistakes.
We are coming into the fourth and final quarter now. Trumbull Eagles football on the Trumbull Eagle Network, presented by Dr. Gupta Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. Thank you for tuning in and spending the Thanksgiving morning with us on 10 and TC TV. Trumbull currently down 10-7. St. Joe's is driving and is threatening. They have the ball on the Trumbull 27-yard line. That'll be first and 10.
And they have something, a weapon that that doesn't get as much credit as they deserve in high school sports. They have a kicker. I think if you're Trumbull, you're trying to, obviously you got to keep them out of the end zone here. You got to keep it a one-score game. Whether it's no points or 3 points, you got to keep it to where you're getting the ball back in a one-score game. See how St. Joe's attacks here. Are they going to be methodical? Or are they going to keep it on the ground at 32, right, and try to get them in second and manageable? Or are they going to come out with a quick screen here and try to get the ball on the edge? I believe it's probably Joe Dell calling the plays, but I've liked his selection of plays to date.
All right, here we go. Start of the fourth and final quarter of the 2023 Rumble in Trumbull. Bunch formation to the right side for St. Joe's. Now they spread out to the right.
Pre-snap motion.
And the quarterback, fake pass, but it's a handoff to the left side. He picks up only a yard or two. I think there was Sevilla that brought him down.
Lorenzo Sevilla.
Number 87, Lorenzo Sevilla.
Who is also Trumbull's kicker.
No gain on the play, second down and 10.
So second down and 10. Second play of the fourth quarter upcoming for the Cadets. Trips right again, single receiver left. And there's a pre-snap whistle.
And Joe Dell did not like what he saw. There was miscommunication. He's showing his frustration with somebody on the offense. There was somebody lined up where Coach Joe Dell did not want him to be. So Coach Dell's smart here. It was second and 10. He didn't want to just run the play to run the play. He's in deep in Trumbull territory. He's going to burn his first time out here.
And that's the first timeout of the half for both teams, actually. St. Joe's is first. Trumbull has not used the timeout yet. If they can stop him here and march down the field, those 3 timeouts for Trumbull could be huge, as this is a very close game. While we have a moment, we'll also mention that the Trumbull High freshman team was invited to practice for the last 2 weeks for this game, and they are dressed on the sideline with the varsity team. As long as they attended all the practices, they were invited to dress for this game.
And it's what you love to see. You see the monsters to the right, which are all the upperclassmen, and then you can definitely tell they're sub-varsity players lined up to the left here.
But still an amazing experience for them. All right, St. Joe's now has a receiver in motion.
Deep motion.
Quarterback gets the pass. Another screen pass to the left. He's got a block, and he gets out past the first down marker and a heck of a lot more. He's going to be very close to the 10-yard line.
I mean, listen, St. Joe's running a simple concept. It was a double set. They send one of the guys in deep motion around, right, going heavy on the right side, and then they come back to the short side of the field to the one-on-one and throw a bubble, get the one-on-one block from the receiver on the short side, and just get the ball into your athlete's hand.
He must have stepped out of bounds before the first down marker, so it'll be third and about 2.
See the wide receiver. See the running back set up a little bit wide of the QB here. See maybe a
quarterback quick handoff up the middle. Yep, this time he's got the first down. So now they're inside the 20, and ball will be marked at about the 16. Coming up on the 11-minute mark in the game.
Down and 10 for the Cadets.
Mike, I absolutely love the tradition of playing these games on Thanksgiving morning. I know the state was, and the CIAC was talking about maybe changing some things up and not having these games. I hope they don't. To me, this is such an amazing tradition.
Like the Thanksgiving Eve game. I love the Thursday morning of it.
Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, now cuts to his left side, and he's brought down. He almost broke it for a good number of yards, but only picked up a few on that as the defender for Trumbull was able to bring him down after just a few yards.
Moving the ball on the ground again. A short gain, probably set up 2nd and 7 again, another 2nd and manageable. I think you got to do a run blitz. I think you got to try to slow this down. Right, because remember, Jeff, the clock is ticking now. I mean, we're at about 10 minutes left in this game. St. Joe's up 10-7 with the ball 2nd and 8 on the Trumbull 14-yard line.
Bunch formation on the right side for St. Joe's. Now they spread out again. They just did that move a few moments ago.
I think they do that to run the ball in the middle. That's what I think they do.
And they hand off, and exactly what happens.
And the ball's on the ground.
He's loose.
But he recovers it.
Yep. The ball came loose as he was stopped right at the line, but falls down on top of it. So St. Joe's will maintain possession, but it'll be 3rd and about 9.
Yep, 3rd and
long 9.
So what they did was they did bunch trip set to the right, but right next to the tackle. Then pre-snap, they all motion out and spread the field, get the Trumbull defense wide, and try to run it, do a little inside zone read. Obviously, because Trumbull only has the one linebacker in the middle of the field because they got everybody spread.
So 3rd, again, a long 9.
9 minutes left in the game here, Jeff. Probably the biggest play of the game to date here, right? 3rd and 9 for St. Joe's. I think if you're Trumbull, you got to try to dial up some sort of pressure.
Ace formation for the Cadets. Here's the snap. Quarterback is dropping back. He's looking, fires it, and it's caught past the first down. But can they stop him? He's going to be close to the end zone, but the ball comes loose. It'll be interesting to see who's got it. Trumbull thinks they have it. No sign yet. Trumbull has the ball.
So what happens on that play, guys, what happens is H.T. Jones hits Pagano with a great ball over the middle of the field. Pagano, the athlete that he is, catches the ball and tries to take the ball into the end zone, right? He had already gained the first. He's inside the 5. That's what you see in pro football. He's trying to get into the end zone. A Trumbull defender comes and clocks him, knocking that ball out of his hands, and the ball's now fumbled into the end zone, which Trumbull recovers.
So that reception was caught, and he was driving to the end zone. The question was he going to get the ball across, but it comes loose.
It's a great effort by Pagano. Listen, he's a great athlete. He's running in motion, right? That's a freak play, and sometimes it happens. But, if he would have fallen down there, let's say, or just been tackled, he's either tackled at the 1 or the 2, or he's propelled into the end zone there.
And let's hope that's the momentum builder that Trumbull needs now. So they're going to get the ball at the 20 with 8:51 remaining, down 10-7. Ace formation for Trumbull. Uchinsky looks to his right with a quick pass complete to number 17. That is Aiden Stewart. He's going to pick up a good number of yards, and just like we've said 100 times so far today, Mike, make it 2nd and manageable, and it's exactly what they did. I like that they're passing the ball now.
They're getting a 2nd and 3, right? So is it a run here? Is it a throw? Right? You can't always key on rowing here, right? Are they going to do a quick pass? But, Jeff, we were saying, what does Trumbull need? Trumbull needed a game-changing play, and they just received it.
Trips left now for Trumbull. Ted Walden in the game.
8:20 left in the game. St. Joe's 10-7.
And it's a handoff up the middle for Rowan.
And he bounces
He bounces off the initial tackle, gets past the first down marker, and a bunch more, so Trumbull's moving the ball now.
God, it was like he was fired out of a cannon.
He was originally stopped. I think he was going to be short.
As Mark McKeel or Pat McCarty, the old Trumbull Touchdown Club presidents, would say, shot out of a cannon. That's what you saw from the St. Joe's running back. Looks like he stopped dead at the line of scrimmage, and bam, he jumped to the outside. He had the edge, and picked up over 10. Sets Trumbull up with a 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. 8:10 left in the 4th.
Trumbull is building momentum now. Trips left again, single receiver right, Rowan in the backfield for Wachinski. And it's another handoff up the middle for Rowan, picks up a couple yards.
You know, and I think for the first time in quite a while, you're hearing the Trumbull crowd in front of us. I think the Trumbull crowd is getting into this game. They're feeling that momentum is changing a little bit here. And obviously, we're not on the St. Joe side, we're on the Trumbull side, so we kind of feel that all around us right now.
Not only the students, but the players down here on the field, the energy has severely increased.
That's awesome to hear, and that was what Colin was talking about in the pregame show, getting the guys on the sideline to cheer. Trips left again for Trumbull.
2nd and 7.
Wachinski drops back, looking to the right side. Quick pass again, and nearly picked off at the first down marker. Trumbull lucky that was not picked off.
Great jump, great closing speed by the St. Joe's DB there. I like the play, I like the concept, you know, the timing route, but sometimes, you know, you can't always just take the credit, you know, yourself. You got to give credit to the opponent, and what a great play by the St. Joe's DB there. Great closing speed. Sets Trumbull up with a 3rd and 7 from their own 39-yard line.
Big third down, and before, Mike, you said biggest third down of the game. This is now perhaps biggest play of the game, at least up to this point right now, but Trumbull's taken their first time out.
Yeah, when you're down to 7 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game, and it's a 10-7 game, you know, you start, to your point, every third down becomes the biggest play of the game, right?
Trumbull getting some momentum back now after flat through much of that third quarter. While we're in the timeout, Mike, I mentioned before the yellow tee at the center of the field on the 50 for Trumbull was fading during much of the season, and you had mentioned that they had it repainted for this game.
Yeah, Tim Jago, our local, you know, Tim has the town contract, right? He does all the ball fields, all the maintenance around the high school, the facilities. His crew was out here last night painting the tee, and obviously you see that, you know, the color of it popping. You had mentioned the other day, you know, you could barely see it. I mean, you can clearly see the gold tee right in the middle of the field.
And it looks amazing. And new field coming in for next year. Yep. There'll be new turf here at McDougal Stadium. And the Eagles break out of that sideline huddle with the coaches. So 3rd and 7. Again, one of the biggest plays of the game so far with 7 minutes and 26 seconds left as Eagles are down 10-7. Single receiver on each side. Wachinski in the gun. Takes it the snap and keeps it himself. Looks to the left side.
11.
No, it's
Jake Hall?
Fake me out on that one. It was Jake Hall that had the ball.
So
I thought Caleb was keeping it, but it was going to Hall.
In a more conservative offense that Trumbull has, they go Rowan Johnson stretch play, toss reverse to Jake Hall. Obviously, Jake Hall, one of my favorite players. I was fortunate enough to coach him for about 5 years in baseball, and I know the type of athlete he is, no matter what sport he's in. And Jake Hall with a great run there to pick up the first down for Trumbull.
Completely fake me out on that one. I lost the ball on that. All right, so single receiver on each side once again. Wachinski in the gun.
Trumbull at their own 48-yard line.
And this time it's a handoff to Rowan. He gets through
Rowan.
the initial blockers on the left side. He's still going, pushed out inside the 40-yard line now.
And another penalty. I don't know what this is, but it's like...
I think it's going to be against Trumbull by the body language of Coach Petrosio, holding on Trumbull. So that's going to come back.
You know, the tough thing is here is like anytime Trumbull gets a big play, it seems like there's a holding call. Like, I don't know. I mean, is it not? I see it more times than not when Trumbull gets a big game, and there's all of a sudden, you know, a yellow flag on the field.
And you and I are both rooting for Trumbull, so we're not.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
It seems like the flags tend to go against us more often, but again, we're rooting for one side.
Yeah, exactly. But it's, you know, I don't know. I mean, I saw a clean run there. I don't know where the hold would have been, or, you know. Regardless, Trumbull gets pushed back 10 yards into a spot foul, so now Trumbull will have a 1st and 15 from their own 43-yard line.
Twins right, twins left, ace formation. Wachinski gets the snap, looking left. Now he's going to his right side, trying to find a receiver. And almost in the fingers of the receiver, but almost picked off also. St. Joe's, both of them had their hands on it.
What you're hearing the Trumbull crowd scream is they thought there was contact prior to the receiver touching the ball there, right? So obviously as a defender, you need to allow the receiver, I don't want to say to touch the ball or catch the ball, but you can't make contact with him, right, while that ball's in the air. There was early contact there, and it was a no call. So sets Trumbull up with a second and 16 on their 43.
Trips right. Ted Walden alone on the left. Wyszynski drops back, looking right now, going to his left side, trying to find somebody. Nobody there, trying to make something happen, and he is swallowed up. He's going to lose a few more yards.
Even if you throw the ball away, you got to throw the ball away. Take it and run or throw the ball away.
A couple times today that's happened. He's trying to wait for somebody to get open, and nobody's able to get open. And trying to find a route for him to take off, and he just gets hammered. He's got to be careful on those.
Well, when Caleb's
taking those
there,
hit.
If you're running a passing play and you're running a certain route, at some point you have to realize that your quarterback's in trouble. You're being guarded, and you have to come back to the play, come back to the football. So if you're running a deep post or you're running a deep out, you see the quarterback scrambling, and you got somebody on you. You got to come back to the football. Try to find another lane, another opportunity for your QB to find you.
Once again, 3rd and long. Wyszynski this time rolls to his right side, looking, fires it deep. The receiver is not looking, except the St. Joe's defender was, and he picks it off. Hall's able to bring him down, but St. Joe's intercepts the ball. The ball was put up in the air. Hall was not looking at it. The only person who saw it was the St. Joe's defender.
Yeah, but in the same regard, that's a punt there. I mean, it's a punt in theory because St. Joe's is going to take over on their own 23-yard line with 5.5 minutes left here in this game. So my point was, if the pass falls incomplete, it's 3rd and 15. Trumbull's going to have to punt. I actually think Trumbull's in a better spot now, field position-wise, than if they were forced to punt.
Trumbull definitely needs a good, strong defensive stop here to get back in this game, trailing 10-7. 5 minutes, 23 seconds left in the game.
I think what you're looking to do for Trumbull, you're looking for that stop, and you want to get the ball back around midfield, and you want to get to that jumbo set, and you want to give the ball to Rowan Johnson until you take that lead. I think that's what Trumbull's goal should be here.
And St. Joe's throws to the right side, setting up a screen, and it is caught and then tackled. I think it's Van Beaver on the tackle. He picks up a few yards.
Yeah, so they did a flood screen there. You have motion going to the wide side. You have St. Joe's with a handful of defenders there, and you try to get the ball out to to an athlete with some lead blockers. Ends up being a gain of 4 on the play. I think that's sort of one of those plays you got to blow up, Jeff, because you got a lot of traffic there. You got guys that are being stalked, blocked. I mean, if you're Trumbull trying to make something happen, you got to figure out a way to get that play to be a 2nd and 12, not a 2nd and 6.
And bunch formation on the left side for St. Joe's. They're not in motion this time, but it's a pitch to the running back to the left side. He's trying to cut around to the outside. He does, and he's past the first down marker.
Oh, and there's a flag.
And there's a flag down, and Coach Vadas thinks it's against St. Joe's.
So
he is signaling
what
left.
We said earlier, Rowan with the big first down run, and then you see Laundry on the ground. It looks like St. Joe's gets to the end, gets to the edge, and now they're penalized for a very similar play. So I would say probably on the penalty on Trumbull there, Jeff, and probably on that play there for St. Joe's, you're probably getting some hold in the interior, trying to keep that guy at bay, allowing the running back to get to the edge. But it's interesting.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which is setting St. Joe's back up with a 2nd and 10. So they said that the call was more downfield than what some of the people in the crowd believe. So 2nd and 10 here for St. Joe's.
Quarterback takes the ball, hands it off to the running back, who's able to pound through to the inside and pick up a few yards. So it'll be 3rd and maybe 6. I think there's a Trumbull player down, so trainer Dan will tend to him.
So now we're getting to a spot here where you got to get the ball back. So this is going to be a big 3rd down for St. Joe's. I actually like the play call there. They had a 2nd and 10. They run the ball. They still haven't moved the chains, so we don't quite know where the ball is placed. I think it's going to be like a 3rd and 6. But what they did was they got themselves into a little bit more of a manageable play call here. But I think if you're Trumbull, you got to get a stop here, and you got to force a punt.
Trumbull player up, walking off under his own power.
Again, St. Joe's 10, Trumbull 7, 4:20 left in the ball game.
And he got a pretty favorable spot on that last one because it's going to be about third and a short 5 maybe.
Resumes third down and 4 for the Cadets.
Biggest play of the game. Here we go, another third down. Trumbull, don't jump. Keep the guy in front of you. You need to get some sort of a stop here.
West Dayton showing blitz. Quarterback takes the ball, drops back, looking, fires it to the left side, and it's complete past the first down marker and a bunch more. St. Joe's keeps their drive going. They're going to be close to their 45-yard line.
Flood pass to John Martin. Great job catching the ball in traffic there, gaining a few extra yards and keeping that clock moving for St. Joe's.
That would have been big if Trumbull could have got the stop. Then they would have gotten the ball back with a reasonably good amount of time left on the clock. Now Trumbull, they're back to the walls once again as we're inside of 4 minutes. Clock now at 3 minutes 45 seconds. Trumbull down 3.
Now, if you're St. Joe's, you're playing good defense. I keep the ball on the ground here. Yeah, I try to burn that clock. I try to make Trumbull force Trumbull into timeouts.
Bunch formation again. The quarterback signals them to.
Now I'm looking at a run up the middle. They bunched him out. Yep. Let's see if they run it again up the middle.
And it's a handoff. Yep, a gun.
Trumbull stuffs it.
Again, up the middle. They stop it.
I don't know if I call a timeout here, but maybe one more stop and then you try to burn one here. But now we're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for St. Joe's. I mean, what a spot to be in if you're St. Joe's, right? I mean, you know that if you go to the air and pick up a first down, you could maybe even end the game. But in the same breath, you love the way your defense is playing. And if I'm St. Joe's, running another minute and a half off the clock and forcing a punt, I like that. I like those chances too if you're St. Joe's. So, I mean, me, traditionally, I'm a little bit more of a conservative, guy, conservative play caller. So let's see what the savvy vet Joe Dell does here. We got trips to the right here, Jeff. 2nd down and 9. 2.5 left in the game.
Quarterback gets the snap. He's keeping it himself, going to the left side.
Yep.
And he picks up maybe a little bit, but more importantly, he's forced out of bounds. So that's going to stop the clock for Trumbull.
That's what I don't like. I love HT running the ball. He's an athlete. I love it. You got a quarterback that can run like a legit running back. I just would have preferred that to the wide side. Run that to the wide side. Give him that option of his own run lane. You ran him short side, nowhere to go, so he gets pushed out of bounds, which essentially gives Trumbull the ability not to burn a timeout.
Yeah, it essentially gave him a free timeout there. Trumbull still does have 2 timeouts left, as does St. Joe's.
3rd and 8. I think if you're Trumbull, you got to dial up some pressure. I don't think you can allow one of these timing routes, a flood route. I think you got to try to force this guy into a quick pass.
Another big 3rd down here, and it's a handoff up the middle. He's stopped.
And if I'm Trumbull, I burn a timeout here.
I would agree with you on that.
Burned it immediately. So it's going to set up a 4th and 8 with 2:15 left in the game.
And
4th and 7.
Timeout, Trumbull, but a few extra seconds ticked off the clock before the whistles blew.
Yep.
Coach P might want to question about when the clock stopped. Anyway, so 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. It is now 4th and 5. St. Joe's, I'm going to assume, is going to punt here, but you never know.
Do I dare mention, defensive line, please don't jump. Back the defensive line up. Look at the football. Don't hit the punter. These are all things that I'm sure Coach Petrosio is reminding his players here. Right? You want to give your team the ability to get the ball back. You got to play smart. What this also does, Jeff, is if St. Joe's punts here and kind of pins Trumbull deeper, it also probably takes the jumbo package out of play here, because Trumbull would have to go, 60, 70, 80 yards, right, with about 2 minutes left in the game. And, at that point, you can't be sitting in a jumbo set taking your time calling plays.
And Trumbull needs to be on the alert for the fake punt, because they've been victim of that many times so far this year. So they need to keep an eye on that, because that could ice the game if they
look how
fall
far
for that
back
again.
The Trumbull defenders are. Nowhere near the ball. Smart.
And here's the snap. The punt is off. It's a pretty good punt. Rowan gets it. He bobbles it. He's got the ball, though. He bobbled the ball. The St. Joe's player dove after it as well, but Rowan did come down with possession.
The only thing I thought maybe Rowan had a little bit of a lane there on a low kick. He signaled fair catch pretty quickly, and I know he ended up bobbling it and he had to dive on it. But that might have even been a ball that maybe he could have caught and tried to return a little bit. Regardless, Trumbull is done. Their defense has done everything they needed them to do. They've given the ball back to the offense. Trumbull 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
2:11 remaining in the game. St. Joe's leads 10-7.
We're getting to the point now we're starting to see the fans stand up here. Late in the game, 2:11 left, Trumbull chasing 3 points.
Trips left for Trumbull. Wuczynski drops back, looking to his left, waiting, fires it through the hands of Ted Walden at the 30-yard line. It was a little bit of a low pass. It would have been a pretty spectacular grab if Ted was able to bring that in. He was going to the ground trying to get his body in the right position, but the pass was a little bit low.
You saw that pressure coming from the St. Joe's left defensive end. It was like a scary movie, It's like you saw the guy coming and you're hoping he got rid of it, which he did just in time.
Trips left once again for Trumbull. 2:05 remaining. Down 3. Wuczynski drops back. Quick pass to Rowan to the right side. Rowan gets the first down, still going.
And he's up near the 40-yard line. I love the play call, right? You got to throw the ball, but you find your best player. A little slip screen in the flat there. You got a lead blocker. Gain of 15 for Trumbull brings the ball up to the 38-yard line.
Trumbull moving the ball here. Trips left again. Wuczynski takes the snap, handoff up the middle to Rowan, picks up a couple before he's pushed backwards.
Quarterback goes to number 3, Rowan Johnson.
So it'll bring up second, call it about 8 or so.
The only thing is I don't know how many more runs like that you can afford, because now we're at 1:30 left in the game. Trumbull still needs to go 60 yards.
I like those little screen passes. Yes. I like to see them do some of that. Wuczynski drops back. He bobbles the ball, fires it now to the right side. Number 17, Stewart, tried to bring it in. I don't think he did.
Yeah, that bobble threw the momentum of the playoff. Obviously, Caleb has to go down, pick it up, make sure that no defender is right on his case, and then kind of rush the throw there.
This is 4 down territory, I'm sure, at this point of the game. So 3rd and 8. Trumbull with the ball at their 40.
I will tell you, it has been a great game. It has been a great game. Well played. Evenly matched. Both teams are, leaving it all on the line right here. We got a 3rd and 8 for Trumbull.
Wuczynski drops Bass. He goes to his left side. In and out of the hands of Ted Walden, but there's a flag. Ted's going to beat himself up about that, and it's against St. Joe's.
Wow. And you know what, Jeff? I'm not even looking at the hold. I don't know where that's from. Obviously, it's in the secondary with the back judge throwing that. We had our eyes on the target. Caleb leads the receiver again, catchable ball. We see it drop, and we don't even see a flag in the secondary. But now Trumbull has the ball at midfield with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the game.
Ted's going to want that one back. That was in his hands.
But you know what? Doesn't matter anymore. They got the first down. They got to move forward. He's got to have a short memory, right? It's always that next play mentality.
1 minute, 12 seconds left. Wuczynski gets the snap, staying in the pocket. Now rolling to his right side under pressure, fires it, and it's falls well in front of the receiver. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now.
No harm. Nothing was there. Good protection. Flooded the route a little bit and just got rid of it. 2nd and 10 at midfield. You're still only a big Rowan Johnston touch away, maybe even a Jake Hull. You got a couple athletes here. I love Jake. St. Joe's has a great defensive back on Hull. That's why, that side of the field's been a little quiet.
Wuczynski drops back, staying in the pocket. There's flags flying. Play does not happen.
False start on Trumbull. Can't happen here, guys. 2nd and 10 at midfield. Minute left in the game. You got to watch the ball.
Penalty remains, 2nd down.
1:02 remaining. 2nd and 15 for Trumbull. Again, the Eagles down 10-7. Fourth quarter.
Trumbull trying to find some magic here.
Trips left again for Trumbull. Wachinski drops back, stays in the pocket, fires it downfield. It is caught that time. Ted Walden brings it in. Picks up a good amount of yards. It was a low ball.
I don't know. I mean, you do have a timeout. I don't know if you burn it there. Trumbull's not. They have 2 timeouts left, and here's Trumbull with a 3rd down and
45 seconds. Wachinski rolls to his right side now, fires it downfield. Caught
by Jake Hull.
Jake Hull, number 11.
Trumbull 20-yard line.
The clock is ticking, 35 seconds. They do have 2 timeouts.
And Mars has burned a timeout with 35 seconds left. And Trumbull, Jeff, I just said, maybe you're looking for that guy in Jake Hull, and they found him down the right sideline.
And let me also give credit to Ted Walden. That ball was thrown a little bit too low and a little bit off the ground. Ted made a great reach to bring that in and save that drive.
The funny thing about sports is 2 plays earlier, Walden drops the ball in his hands, and then he catches a ball thrown behind him in a sliding catch in a complete must-win battle on that ball to get that ball before it hit the ground. So let's talk about it.
Sorry.
No, Kylie, what are you hearing down on the field?
First off, the energy is through the roof right now. I'm sure you can hear it all from up there. And again, it's like that next play mentality, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, as an athlete, Kylie, basketball, whatever sport it is, right? It's so hard trying to teach kids, right? But you got to just be able to flush it, right? And stay positive and want and expect that next play to go your way. Now, Trumbull has set themselves up here. They have 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line with 35 seconds left in the game. So for those listening, St. Joe's 10, Trumbull 7, 35 seconds left. Trumbull 1st and 10 on the St. Joe's 16-yard line.
And Rowan Johnston lining up in a wide receiver position right now. John Hall is off the hip of Caleb Wachinski. Wachinski gets the snap. He's in the pocket. He's looking, fires it in the end zone. And there's a flag.
That's your targeting call.
The receiver had the ball in his hands, and he was just hit very hard, knocked down. Trainer Dan comes out, and I think you're right. That might be flag for targeting.
That's targeting. You see multiple flags right next to the receiver.
First of all, right now, we hope the Trumbull player is okay. That's our number one concern. Once we let Trainer Dan tend to the player, Trumbull's going to get the ball in good field position, but we're going to let Trainer Dan tend to the player. 28 seconds remaining in the game now. The ball was on the 16. After the flag, it's going to move in a good amount. Now, Mike, if that is targeting, I'm assuming that's a 15-yard penalty?
Yep, and it's an automatic 1st down.
And so since they were on the 16, do they get the full 15 yards to bring them to the 1, or is this a half the distance situation?
I think it's a half and distance.
Okay.
I think it's a half and distance call. And Jeff, we talk about football changing. 15, 20 years ago, you're given a sticker for a hit like that. This day and age, you can't go above the shoulder, and absolutely no way you can make contact with the head. And that looked like helmet to helmet, above the shoulder, and it looks like we got the Trumbull receiver.
The Trumbull player is up on his feet. And let's give credit, Caleb Wachinski, who's been developing all season. We've been giving him so much credit, the amount that he's grown through the year, through a great pass there. The receiver had it in his hands.
He threaded the needle. And the St. Joe's defender did what he had to break up the play. If the St. Joe's defender doesn't hit the receiver like he does, the receiver stays on to the football. So, it's an unfortunate thing. We see the wide receiver walking off the field on his own right now. But again, St. Joe's obviously, dramatically, trying to make a play there and break that ball free.
Those watching on TCTV can see who the player is who's walking off. Those listening on 10, on the youth level of football, we do not say the name of a player when they get hurt.
Trainer Dan is signaling chest to Rowan, which is making me think that his wind is knocked out of him, that it wasn't a hit to the head. Maybe there was a hit to a head, but the head's not what's bothering him. In a highly contested game and a big hit like that, it's very common to get the wind knocked out of you. So sets Trumbull up here with a 1st and 10 first and goal at the 8-yard line. First and goal, Trumbull.
John Hall now in the backfield. Caleb starts taking off. He runs in. He's going to pick up a couple yards.
Timeout here if you're Trumbull. You got to. No, I do not want to spike it here. You got to burn a timeout. You have
17,
a timeout
16, 15. Wuczynski there. He spikes it.
I don't like that call at all. You had 20 seconds left with the timeout. You can always spike another play, but I don't take the play away there. I mean, I would just have a play ready and just run a fade route.
And Rowan Johnston checks back into the game. The ball is placed on the 8. 13 seconds left. Trumbull down 10-7.
Trumbull's running the play out now. You have 13 seconds left. Trumbull has 1 timeout left. 3rd and goal from the 7.
And remember last year, Trumbull went for it on 4th down to try to win the game. It's a similar situation right here. Wuczynski drops back, looking, fires it into the end zone. It's over the receiver's head. And just like last year, it's going to come down to a 4th down play inside the 10-yard line.
And I think you got to kick it.
And Sevilla is coming out.
The clock is running, but obviously it's a
they're calling a timeout.
Yep.
So Trumbull's going to go for the field goal here to tie it, which will put us in overtime.
On to the field goal attempt, the Eagles, number 86.
My heart is pounding, Mike. I'm sure yours is too. Here's Sevilla for the field goal to tie it up with they're back at 13 seconds.
And St. Joe's with the timeout.
Make Sevilla think about it.
See, I don't love the play call. Like I said, I would have called the timeout before the spike. It would have given you 2 cracks, right? I know you would have been left without a timeout, but God forbid the next play didn't work. Then you could always quickly get on and spike. Or you would have had the timeout left in your pocket because you didn't spike it.
Trumbull in the huddle talking it over. Do you think they dare try to call some sort of razzle-dazzle and try to run it in?
No, I think you try to extend the game here. I do. Looks like it's on the 7-yard line. Again, it's 4th and goal. It's not 3rd and goal. It's unfortunate Johnston had to come out on that pass break up in the end zone. Kind of threw them off, probably play calling for a play until he was able to get back out there. But here we go, Trumbull lining up now, trying to tie the game here. 7 seconds left, St. Joe's 10, Trumbull 7.
About a 25-yard field goal attempt for Sevilla. Here's the snap, it's down, kick is blocked! The kick is blocked. And St. Joe's picks it up. Whether they return it or not, they're going to return it for a touchdown.
And it came back to special teams, guys. Trumbull special teams has hurt them this year. And, they did not give the...
No flags.
They did not give the Trumbull kicker a chance there.
What a heartbreaking end to this game for Trumbull. Kylie, I'm going to tell you to stay off of Coach P.
Yeah, I would let him be. But again, it's you didn't allow the kicker to get the ball off. It was great pressure in the middle. It was a low kick, but you never allowed the ball to get forward.
And the kick field goal was blocked. St. Joe's returned it all the way down for a touchdown, and that wasn't the important part. The block is what stopped it, so Trumbull's going to lose. So, Kylie, want to say thank you to you for being on the field the entire season with us and calling the games. We appreciate it. Any last thoughts for the 2023 season you want to share?
I think that Trumbull can obviously limit the mistakes they've made, so I'm curious to see how that's going to change next year, considering all the mistakes that were made that can be prevented. So stuff like that might change next year. I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yep, and they're going to have a whole bunch of sophomores that become juniors next year with Caleb Wuczynski, Giovanni Abladejo. So a lot of players will be stepping up. This is the last time we got to see players like Rowan Johnston, John Hall, Colin Van Beaver. Mike, give us some final thoughts.
Listen, St. Joe's, you got to give credit where it's due. When there was time to make a play, St. Joe's bend, they don't break. I don't remember very many mistakes by St. Joe's today. And, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes normally wins the game. And I think that's what you saw now for a second year in a row in a closely contested game. Now, for St. Joe's, wish them the best of luck. Obviously, it's going to be a point system. They had to win and get help. So I know that St. Joe's will quickly be getting to the internet and looking to see how the other games that they needed to fall, see how they pan out.
All right,
but
so
another tough Turkey Day loss for Trumbull. They are getting closer. They're here. You see that it's more of an evenly matched game. It's very tough for this Trumbull team, the coaches and the community, because you know how much they would like to win this one. So my heart are with the Eagles, with those players. They left it all on the field, and I hope they realize that everyone is proud of the effort that they made today.
Absolutely, and that final drive, Mike, I agree with you. That final drive shows that they left it all out on the field.
Yeah.
So Trumbull's going to lose. The final score is going to be 16-7. Trumbull's going to fall to 4-6. We will not be in the state playoffs this year, but a lot of talent will be coming back next year, even though we're losing some amazing players. We will be back on the air with some Trumbull High basketball in the winter. I'm sure we'll be back on with the Trumbull High St. Joe's basketball doubleheader in February. We will be on the air with some Hillcrest basketball as well. We always have the Hillcrest Hawks on the Trumbull Eagle Network, some of those games. And let me just say right now, January 20th is the Crosstown Showdown, is the Hillcrest versus Madison doubleheader at Trumbull High. So head on out to Trumbull High for that, or join us on 10 and TCTV. But disappointing loss here for Trumbull brings the football season to the end of the 2023 season as Trumbull falls to 4-6. For Kylie Manuel, and Mike Buswell, this is Jeff Alterman signing off on the Trumbull Eagle Network. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.